Let's rock on. Let's rock on. We're going to rock the jizzo. You know what I'm saying? Daisy and I are going to rock the jizzo. Hey, birdies, you sleeping late today? Let's rock on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's rock the jizzos and shit. Let's rock the jizzos and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's rock the jizzos. Let's rock that jizzos. You know what I'm saying? Decaf. Fucking decaf. Decaf sucks. I need to get that Rocky Mountain High. Hi, Daisy. I need to get that Rocky Mountain High going. You know what I'm saying? Is anybody out there today? Is there anybody out there? You want to go pee-pees? You want to go pee-pee? Oh, birdies. Hey, birdies. Are you birdies up today? Hey, are the birdies up? Hey, birdies. Hi, birdies. Hey, birdie. What are you doing in there, birdie? Hey, birdie. Do you see me? Are you sleeping, birdie? Are you sleeping today, birdie? I think you're hi, cuz. Hi, cuz. How you doing, cuz? Hi, cuzzy. Hey, there's a kitty, Daisy. A kitty. You're a dog. That's a kitty. That's the cat. The opposite of a dog, Daisy. Come on, I pet you too. Come on. Oh, I like you better, baby. You know I like the dog better. I love you, Daisy. I like you. And how's the tortoises doing today? Hey guys, what are you doing, huh? You socializing? I made sure the birds have food. The tortoises are rocking the free world. Adjust my hat. I walked a long time way like, hi, hon. Oh, yeah, you want to come up and see Dad? All right. Hey, look at here. Look at here who's on TV today. It's Daisy. It's Daisy, the dog from Michigan. Hey, Daisy. Say hi to everybody on there, Daisy. Hey, girl, what are you doing, huh? Daisy, wave you. Daisy will wave her paw at you. Yeah, she's a good girl, Daisy. Oh, I love the Daisy. Wind advisory today. In other words, don't burn, all idiots. Do not burn. Rock the jizzle. Rock my jizzle, baby. She's sweeping. Oh, Daisy's sweeping. Oh, look at Daisy. You sleeping today, honey? You sleeping with Dad? Oh. Say hi to the people on the YouTube, hon. Okay, because you sleepy today, aren't you? Are you sleepy today? I took you with me yesterday. You sleepy? Huh? Oh, that's a nice dog. That's a good dog. That's a good dog. Oh, yeah, hon. Let's rock the jizzle. See if Stephanie's around. Yeah, say, hey, what's up, girl? Let's see. Getting too many damn messages. I've unsubscribed to this, so I'm going to have to make them spam now. They just keep sending stuff. Hillsdale College. I hate to report you as spam, but you've been pissing me off. I'm going to get rid of this one too. Report you as spam. Report emails you don't want as spam. I'm telling you, man, it really gets rid of them for good. I highly recommend it. Let's see here, spam. Get rid of these, empty this out today. Getting my internet. I got to get my router. Asus has a ass kicker router. The one in here was $650. The new one's $800. But it's worth it. You can be, you don't need, because Wi-Fi, I'm telling you, there's nothing better than plugging right into a router. I don't give a shit what they say. So if I go outside and I'm feeding the birds, I want to be able to like keep a signal. So it is a lot to pay for a router, but I'll tell you, it works. I mean, this thing is smoking. This new one I'm getting is even better. It's the like GTX R2 or something. Make you party and stuff. I'm gonna contact Stephanie, see if she's out there. We're gonna talk about. I got a few things I got to do today. Party on. Anybody out there want to party? Let's see here. Gotta make sure this thing is working right. Guess not that setting. Is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Copy. Let's see. Put this on here, right here. Paste. It's been new rules. New rules will be implemented this year. I'm going to drink a carbonated water. Topo Chico makes lime flavored. I got to get some better coffee. You know, I gambled on some cheap coffee. I know better, and I still did it. You know how you make bad decisions in life? The people you get involved with, the places you move to, jobs you take, people you hire. I did it with coffee. It's like, what the fuck are you thinking? Stupid motherfucker. God, I do such dumb shit. I ran into the outside burning grate last night, too, trying to avoid a buck deer. You know, those bucks ones during rut, they just do crazy shit. They don't even let hunters and with a gun pointed at them scare them. It's that testosterone. Like the stuff young males do in topless bars. You're young, you get jealous. Fuck. Man, am I glad those days are over. It's all that chemical buildup in your brain, get you thinking crazy shit. You know, with the right chemical, you can manipulate behavior any way you want. They've done it before. They've put probes in brains while people were alive, like a Hannibal Lecter thing. They can get them to laugh, cry, be religious, be atheist, sing, get quiet, enhance their memory, block it out. It's all chemicals. Outside of your brain, there's nothing going on. It's all there. Nothing else. Get that through your brain. And genes, they're finding out now they've isolated genes for homosexuality and the belief gene. You tend to gravitate towards believing in things. Supernatural, ghosts, Jesus, you name it. Hey, Stephanie. I put a link up there, right above there. How you doing today? How's it going? I'm having a Topo Chico. It's made in Mexico. That's my only worry. Hopefully I don't get botulism. Oh, you're doing okay? Good. Good. That's good. My chat thing is a little low on my screen, too. Oh, yeah, I got it moved up now. Good. Wonder how the weather is out there. I'm rekindling the relationship with an old flame. I'm going to start giving it to her like the old days. Hi, Steph.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Thanks for letting me know because, when you post all those videos, I don't get the notification.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably. I'm sure more now than ever. You know, they those chats and stuff are when I'm talking when I'm driving.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you used to be able to just get out of them harassing you or not helping you or not doing what they're supposed to do by just not monetizing your videos, which I don't. And now they'll still fuck with you even though they're not sending advertisers your way. So I think they don't know how to differentiate between referring a video to a stranger and putting a notice out for a subscriber.
Uh-huh.
Either they do it or they don't. With me, they don't, but I'm fine with it. I'm no trick dog. They're not going to manipulate me into a behavior that I didn't consent to.
Oh yeah, I know. It's well, like when you do your other show next week, you can just post it ahead of time,
Mm-hmm.
and then people will know.
Yeah, and it's be careful what you ask for, because they're trying to get their channel activity based on StreamYard. I mean, I'd be just as happy if StreamYard had nothing to do with YouTube, and then I could say what I want, nothing was monetized, and everybody got a notice that belonged to StreamYard. But it hasn't. It doesn't work that way. You get your notice through YouTube, so they still manage to find a way to like censor you.
I see.
You know what I mean? I wish it was just a separate platform. But see, nothing's
Right.
really private anymore. Now, when you have a social media platform, just by virtue of anybody wanting to have access to it, restricts it for what you're able to say, which I kind of guess.
Right.
With the races going on there, and outing people and giving their addresses and shit. So it's all part of that. So nothing is really a true open forum like you'd like it to be, because it's misconstrued.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you went live this morning because I got a doctor's appointment later today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. It's still morning here, so I'm making a pot of coffee right now.
Oh yeah, I just have one.
Oh
I've
God.
been taking a chance lately by buying some cheaper coffee.
Uh-huh.
I'm not doing it anymore. If you go and you get like the ground bag in the supermarket, like a name brand, a good one, it's like 10 times better than the same size for $5. I don't know why I did it, but I saw breakfast mix the other day somewhere for $5 instead of being $13.50.
Right.
It was the worst damn coffee I've ever had.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
It does.
I try to buy coffee that's on sale because coffee's gotten so expensive.
Yeah.
But when I get, the first of the month and stuff, then I buy my good coffee. And then toward the end of the month, I'm buying the crap on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, what kind of coffee do you like? Because when I send you the beef jerky, when I get by that place,
Uh-huh.
I'll send you some good coffee. What kind do you like?
Oh gosh, I like any dark roast coffee, Tom.
No, now dark roast, believe it or not, has less caffeine in it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Yep.
But it tastes so rich.
I know.
That
But
coffee
it has
flavor.
less caffeine. Actually, French roast has the most.
Oh, really? Now, is French roast, is that a darker one
No,
or?
medium.
Oh, it's a meat. Yeah,
It's a high
I could
caffeine.
get
Yeah.
that.
I'll tell you
I
another
could.
thing too. People get mixed up is thin crust pizzas have more calories than the thick.
Oh, yeah. See, I prefer the thick
Yeah.
crust myself.
Yeah.
But
The thin ones, part of the way they make them thins is more butter.
oh, really?
Yeah, so it's more calories, not less.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I know. But
You
yeah, and
wouldn't.
people do the same thing with dark beer. You'll hear people say, "Oh, they'd like to drink dark beer with the extra calories." That's absolutely false. It's not true.
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
beer does
I
not
never
have more
liked that.
calories. It's crazy.
Huh.
I'll send you some good coffees when I send that. Rather than put papers in there to fill up the space in the box, I'll send you some good bags of coffee.
Oh, that's nice, Tom. I would enjoy that because, yeah, the good coffee is expensive.
Yeah. Now, do you want it? Do you like it ground for a drip, or do you percolate? Now, let me tell you this. I don't know if you know this either, but coffee really, in order to be the best, you get everything out of it should be served at 202 degrees. But the reason a drip doesn't get anywhere near there. So that coffee is never as good as it could be. If you're out and you're driving around, do you have any thrift stores or anything there?
Yes.
Yeah. Try and get an old metal or an old Pyrex coffee maker, where you can see it percolated up in the clear knob on the top.
Oh, yes, I remember those.
Yeah, and if you can't find one of those, I'll find you one somewhere. I think I might have an extra one. But coffee tastes so much better when it's done properly.
Oh, yeah. That's why coffee tasted so good when we would go camping.
That's exactly right. Cowboy coffee, where you just throw the grounds and let it boil in a big pot.
Yeah. Well, we had old camping percolator, and
That's why.
And yeah, and the coffee. Oh my God! It tasted so
good.
Remember
you used to have to sip it or blow on it.
Oh yeah.
That's why it tasted so good. But if you just have, how many cups do you knock out in a day?
Oh God, a whole pot, 10.
10 cups. Okay, so
10 cups.
if you don't find one, I'll get you one, because it's now it is a little bit of a pain in the ass. You got to wash out the thing because there's no paper filter.
Right.
But it's worth it.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
And then now if you spill it on you, you're going to wish you had a dripper, because that's the downside. And that's why a lot of people don't want to serve it as hot as it should be, because it burns the shit out of you if you spill it on you.
Yeah, I know.
But you just be careful, sip it, blow on it, tastes so much better.
Oh yeah, I bet it does.
Yeah, it does. It's just, an extra step. Hey Pug, how you doing? An extra step of bullshit.
Oh yeah, but
I'm drinking a fucking drip coffee, even though I got 2 percolators. Why? I don't feel like fucking.
Yeah.
Even though it's better. I'm lazy, you know what I mean? Shit, all sorts of shit like that I do.
Oh, I know. I'm lazy too, Tom. I do the same damn thing.
Yeah, but you will notice. I'll get in the habit of using the percolator again. I like the Pyrex, the old Pyrex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they're bulletproof. You can see the coffee like boiling up on the top of the knob.
I remember
it's just part of food is like cheddar cheese is naturally white. But they dye it yellow because they sell so much.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and I've noticed that myself. When you see nice brown golden cheese, it looks better than white. Looking at the food, you see a nice grilled hamburger charred a little bit. How food is presented matters. Oh, it sure does. Of course it does, yeah. Have you ever eaten tofu?
No.
Yeah, see, I don't really like it, but it is good for you. And if it's like boiled, like they put in a lot of the veggie things, it sucks. But if it's fried right, like in peanut oil, it's actually good. I was talking to a place where I get to go sometimes for Marty. Yeah. And they say they sell 80% more fried than boiled, and I can see why.
Well, what does it taste like?
It tastes like, when you eat it boiled, it tastes like spongy, undone rubber. So when you eat it fried, it just tastes like, if you fry anything in peanut oil, it's good. It's just that, peanut oil has a high flash point, which means you're going to go out of your way to burn it, and you can use it about 6 times before it goes bad, unless you filter it. But I'm not going to do all that bullshit. But if you ever have, do you ever cook yourself onion rings or fries?
Not homemade, no.
Yeah, no, you should get a little Fry Daddy. You can get them for about $20.
Yeah.
Fry things that you like in peanut oil. It's good.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know if I'd do it because I'm lazy.
Yeah, I know. But you would after you ate them a few times. It's good. And really, to cook fries right, you have to blanch them, or you'll be there forever. If you just cut potatoes up and try and make them golden brown,
Yeah.
It takes forever. If you blanch them, it doesn't take forever. That's why when you get fries at fast food, they're actually just reheating those. They're not cooked from scratch.
Well, see, that's what, excuse me, Tom, that's what I was wondering because I have tried to fry potatoes before
That's why.
and
That's
they
why.
don't get, yeah, they don't get crispy or nothing.
Yeah, you didn't blanch them.
And what is blanching
It's
considered?
soaking them in like salt water for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It creates a chemical reaction that allows them to brown. Like, let's say you go, I'll give you an example. Like I don't like crinkle cut. I don't know. I just don't like the look of it. But if
Right.
you go out and you get, let's say, go get some crinkle cut fries frozen.
Uh-huh.
And you go home and you put those in the pan, you'll brown those easy. Why? Because they've been blanched.
Oh,
But if you
okay.
get real potatoes and you make them crinkle cut, you'll be there forever. I'll tell you another tricky thing to brown, believe it or not, is cheese. If you go to a good restaurant and they brown cheese properly, they got about a $30,000 cheese browner, like for French onion soup.
Yeah.
You'll be there forever trying to do it in an oven.
Huh.
When you've got a cheese browner and like your specialty's French onion soup,
Right.
it browns that cheese in about 19 seconds as opposed to like, is this shit ever going to be done?
Oh,
Yeah.
see that I didn't know that because
Yes.
I love fried potatoes. I mean,
That's right.
to slice the potato and fry them, but
Take you for,
I
no,
could
they'll
never
be
get
as
them.
good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm
If
going to
you
have
get
to
your
try
favorite
that now.
potatoes, if you get your favorite potatoes frozen,
Uh-huh.
they'll brown up nice because they've been blanched.
I see. So, Tom, do you blanch the whole potato or the slices?
Slices works the best.
Oh, okay. So slice it up, put it in the water.
Yeah.
For how long?
I haven't done it in a long time.
Uh-huh.
But I do know I did it a lot when I was living up in Michigan when I first got there. I used to cook them all the
Uh-huh.
time. But I forgot how long. Not that long. It's like 45 minutes or something. Let me look on here right now.
Oh, it's not like an overnight thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll ask right now. How long to blanch potatoes to deep fry? Let's see. What's this thing says? You should blanch. Oh, only 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. Now there's different kinds. Some people blanch them for 3 to 5 minutes before deep frying them, and some people do them for like 3 hours. I remember mine were like a couple hours, but they'll brown right away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Makes all the difference in the world.
God, that sounds good right now, fried
Some
potatoes.
people, if you heat it, you can, expedite the process. Like if you heat it up to like not deep frying temperature, but let's say 260 degrees, you'll accelerate the blanching process.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah, you should have been a chef, Tom.
Hey, Ice Vibe. Ick Vibe is Now I read a lot about that. Same with butterball turkeys. The reason they get such good ratings because they've been brined. It is the best.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole nother procedure.
Oh, yeah. I remember every year my mom had to have a butterball turkey.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and I remember they hardly ever had those on sale, and my dad would bitch that it was more money.
No, when you get the non-butterball, I mean, you need a damn fire hose to swallow it.
Oh, I know. I told you I bought that turkey breast. Well, what I did, I cut it in half because it's just me. And, it was so big. So I cut it in half and just baked, half of it and froze the other half.
Yeah.
That damn thing is so dry. Last night, even too dry for a turkey sandwich. So last night I just made potatoes and turkey gravy, and I had to eat it like that because it was so dry.
Yeah. You know what you should get? They are more expensive, but it's worth it. Is get the turkey tenderloins.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me the other day.
Yeah, they're way good. and it's the moistest part of the breast. But yeah, if it's the big tricks with food is not overcooking it and
Yeah, I know.
not drying it out. I mean, I've
Yeah.
messed around with, smoking things pretty much for about the last year and a half. And I look back on when I did that before and all the food I ruined, and people just don't realize it.
Yeah. No, I know. I tend to do that with my chicken
Yeah.
also because I'm worried it's not going to be done. And so that's why I moved away from chicken breast and I eat I love chicken thighs because it seems even if I overcook them they're still juicy.
Well, chicken thighs actually aren't done until an 11 higher degree temperature. Dark meat takes longer to cook than white.
Yeah, it takes I can't remember. I
Yeah.
googled how long to cook it, but
165.
yeah, but
And another thing, like dark meat, like the thigh, is more flavorful than white meat. And McDonald's, when they first came out with chicken McNuggets, they eventually ended up putting dark meat in with the chicken McNuggets because people bitched that they were so bland.
oh really?
Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of tricks to food, but I look back now because now, in another trick, get yourself a good digital thermometer.
I don't have one.
No, they're cheap and they tell the whole story.
Yeah,
Because there's a
yeah.
point when you're cooking something that there's no way, like, for every 4 pounds of a frozen turkey, it's a day in a refrigerator. And if you try to unthaw a 20 or 25-pound turkey, leaving it out on the counter, the inside will be frozen and the outside will
Oh
be
yeah.
spoiled.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Chris. Yeah. Yeah, it will. So I've learned like with this, like let's, I'll tell you another trick I've learned. It's not really a trick. It's just the better way to do it. Brisket traditionally was just a dry, cheap piece of meat.
Right.
And now it's expensive now. And they blame part of that is because of YouTube. Everybody wants to smoke brisket, right? So what
Yeah.
I do now is after 2 hours, it's called the Maillard effect. I'm not going to get any more smoke flavor in a 10-pound piece of brisket, no matter what I do after 2 hours. So once I read that, you want to go through 140 and 180 degrees as slow as you can because it melts the collagen. It takes that tough fibrous tissue and it slowly melts it. If you blow through that 140 to 180 too quick, it's tough. So now what I do is once I know I've got the maximum smoke, 2 hours, I take it out, wrap it in foil. Before that, inject it with butter, wrap it in foil, put digital thermometers in the middle, and take 10 hours to go up to 202 degrees. It melts in your mouth. But I finish everything off now that's big like that in the oven because I don't need to worry about drying it out in a stupid smoker. And I'm not going to get any more smoke flavor in the meat after 2 hours. So why take the chance of drying it out? In an oven, you can put a pot of water. You can wrap it in foil. It's contained. There's moisture in there. And
Right.
it's so much better. Now,
Yeah.
you can't get away with that if you're at a brisket cooking contest and you're out in the middle of the field. But when you
Right.
get the opportunity, it tastes so much better.
Oh yeah. The brisket. When years ago worked the meat department. Um, uh, Brisket was
See?
everybody wanted a brisket. Do you
Yeah.
have any brisket? Do you have any brisket? And we couldn't keep them in stock. And that
Yeah.
was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And so now, with the YouTube videos, yeah, I bet brisket has gone up in price because I don't remember it being an expensive piece of meat.
No. Well, I mean, the Jews made it famous back in the day, Jewish delis,
Uh-huh.
with corned beef, pastrami, and brisket.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't realize this till the other day, but pork belly is just a big slab of bacon unsliced. I mean, I knew it was the same, kind of the same, but I didn't know that pork belly was just bacon unsliced. Interesting. There's a lot of
What?
tricks to food, though, marinating and stuff like that. I'll tell you one thing. Let me tell you something about pastrami. You know, you learn shit all the time, right? Well, a good Jewish deli, I mean, if I go in a good Jewish deli, I can tell right away by looking at the prices whether it's going to be worth a fuck or not. That's one of the reasons I like going to Hilton Head. There's a Groovies. They have one in Atlanta, too. A couple old ornery Jews. You know, if you want to eat there, fine. If you don't, that's fine, too. And I kind of like that, you know? And their food is excellent. And I hadn't had a pastrami sandwich in a long time. Well, I've been on a health kick for since about May. And just for the fucking hell of it, I thought, man, I'm going to get this. It's like $22 for a good Jewish pastrami sandwich. You know, the one with big, thick, like this thick in the middle.
Right.
It's good. You can't hardly get them anywhere. And just for the hell of it, I looked up pastrami on Google before I ordered it.
Yeah.
The World Health Organization lists pastrami as one of the top 5 food carcinogens for stomach cancer.
Yeah, pastrami. I know.
Yeah.
I knew that pastrami is not good for you.
Yeah,
it's
I didn't
bad.
order it. I didn't order it.
No, I quit eating it because it's. I can't remember everything, but it's bad for
You know
you.
what else is really bad for you too? I mean, really bad. It's the chemical reaction with the digestive enzymes in your stomach that break down, that create a known carcinogen. And you know what that is? Bacon.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Not just you tend to think that bacon, it's just because it's high in fat. No, that is part of the problem. But the real problem is the breakdown in your stomach where the problem is.
I know.
Yeah, do not eat bacon.
I know, and bacon is so damn good.
Yeah, and if you do, I mean, see, even if you like, I cooked a couple pounds the other day for Marty. I said, I hope this is your last order of bacon. I tell people all the time when I make them this shit, you know, you should really celebrate, make this your last one because this shit is absolutely terrible for you. Now, 20 years from now, when you've got 30 days to live because of liver cancer, you'll wish you'd have fucking listened to me. See, it's never really spelled out perfectly. If I say on Friday you're going to be dead by Monday, you won't eat it. But if I say it's a known carcinogen and 20 years from now you're having liver failure because you ate a bunch of pastrami, you're not going to really know for sure if that's what did it or not. That's what kills your ass.
Oh, I know.
You know from a scientific perspective that the breakdown of bacon in your gut has known carcinogens in it. It's up to you. I don't eat it. So even when when I cook this, about a pound of it I did well done, a pound of it I didn't, where it's kind of rubbery and still really good.
Yeah.
Even if you cook out the fat and it's just a crispy piece of the darker meat and a piece of bacon, that doesn't take away from the carcinogen possibility on a gut breakdown of the chemicals that occur. Just don't do it.
Yeah. See, I like my bacon rubbery.
Yeah, that's almost well done.
Yeah, but I never buy bacon, Tom. I actually only have bacon. I've been spending every weekend at Sarah's watching the kids, and Sunday morning Sarah makes bacon and eggs for the kids, and that's the only time I have a couple pieces of bacon. But no, plus bacon has gotten so expensive.
Yeah. It's terrible for the kids.
Yeah, I know. But it's what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I tell people all the time, if you either you can have like good eating habits or bad. I mean, we're going to die eventually anyway, but I'd rather it not be because of bacon when I could have got something else. But I tell people all the time, you just go sit out in front of an old country buffet or Cracker Barrel on the Sunday and look at the people that go in and out of there. They're fat, they're overweight, they don't feel full unless they get 5,000 calories in a breakfast at Cracker Barrel. But they're just absolutely clueless on known factual information. Then they get out, they just ate bacon and eggs and a lot of butter on their toast and light a cigarette. It's like, God damn, why don't you just pull out a gun and get it over with?
Oh, I know. That's so funny. When I go out, I never order bacon and eggs. I always order sausage and eggs.
Yeah,
I never,
sausage
and
is good for
I
you.
like the patty sausage. I
Quit
don't like
eating
it
that too.
link, huh?
Quit eating that too.
Oh, I know, but like I said,
Here's
that's
the
on
thing, like,
occasion.
you
It's
know,
not a regular thing.
no, I talk about, like, I'm not religious at all, right? But when you read like about evolution in humans and stuff like that, in theory, the evolution of human beings, no matter how you think we got here, is you're supposed to evolve away from things that hurt you. Nature does it. You don't see animals going out stepping in traps, stepping in front of bow and arrows and guns and shit. You quit eating shit that's bad for you. In Africa, where the giraffes eat the top of those leaves,
Right,
there's 30 seconds before those leaves turn poisonous, and you can go out there with a fucking stopwatch, and that damn giraffe over these thousands of years, once 29 seconds is there, that fucker walks to the next tree. Animals have learned to stay away from things that hurt them. Why haven't human beings?
right. Oh,
I
I
mean, we
know.
even have scientists with published results on what this does to you, and we still don't listen to it.
Oh, I know. I mean,
Weird.
I know, look at me with the smoking. I mean,
But
it's bad
smoking, I
for
mean, I'm
you,
not,
but you
you
still
know,
do it.
you don't want to give smoking credit, but that's nicotine in a brain reaction.
Yeah, I know.
This is like an unfair addiction, which is also why the cigarette companies lost their ass, because they caught lying, spiking cigarettes with something they knew that you couldn't quit. That's
Right,
what that's what got it. That's why they lost. If they'd have just put on the back of the thing, you shouldn't smoke, we know it's bad. But when they got a hold of those records that they knew what they were doing and tried to make people more addicted than they should have been, that's where the punitive damages came with the big settlements. It's like
yeah,
airplane crashes. If you're in an airplane crash and the wing came off, well, that's one thing. If you're in an airplane crash and the goddamn captain was up there watching porn,
right,
that's another thing. That's way more money. This wasn't product liability. This was negligence, which is where you get the big bonus at the end of a lawsuit
right,
on incompetence, intent, negligence.
right,
Yeah, everybody knows that a wing can come off, or the fucking thing can, the fuel can leak out a hole because a guy backed a baggage cart into it and nobody saw it. That kind of shit. That's a good
right.
lawsuit too, but nothing's as good as negligence, where a human fucked up and caused the death of another. That's when
Yeah.
you really
Oh,
get the major bucks.
oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
You
Yep.
see these people that are in shitty marriages and the plane crashes and their spouse is killed, and
Yeah.
they were thinking of getting divorced. I'll give you a perfect example. Celine Dion. That old lech that was her manager that she eventually
Mm,
married. She was talking about him throwing him under the bus, and they were in the process of getting a divorce. And she must have thought about people forgot about that, because later on she was interviewed and talked how she missed him. No, I heard what you said before. Same with Cat Stevens, a known Ayatollah Khomeini follower, fucking militant Muslim, which is why the government deported him from Boston Logan Airport for talking shit and thinking Ayatollah Khomeini was a good guy. Now they've since allowed that fucking scumbag back in, but
uh-huh.
I'd never go to a concert he was singing at.
Oh, I never liked him.
Yeah,
I never liked Cat
yeah,
Stevens.
yeah.
No.
That's
I
right.
think he made that one song that I liked, and
I mean,
that
I
one
think he was a
song.
talented guy, but he also hung around known terrorists. So fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, that Celine Dion, I watched a special on her on Netflix.
Mhm.
She has that stiff person
Yeah, she does.
disease.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for
No,
her.
I don't. I
Um,
don't. I don't. During her Hurricane Karma's a motherfucker. During Hurricane Katrina, when they were looting all the stores after a fucking hurricane and shooting at the Red Cross helicopter that was trying to save their savage asses, as they
yeah.
were breaking in and stealing things out of the store, Celine Dion was interviewed by Larry King and started crying. And he said, "What are you crying about?" She said she was so happy about the people that were finally going to be able to own something nice.
What?
That's how fucking stupid she is.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
Why
she
would
thought it was fine that people were looting stores during a natural disaster because otherwise they'd have never had anything nice in their life.
you're kidding?
No, I
See,
saw.
I didn't know that
Oh
about.
yeah,
I didn't know that about her.
yeah, total fucking lunatic.
Wow! Oh
Yeah.
my God!
Just the worst liberal scumbag that ever lived.
Wow! Yeah. See, they on those documentaries I watch, they don't show any of that, Tom.
Oh hell no! Well, you can make it. 60 Minutes been accused of this before. I could do a documentary on you and make you look like just a beautiful person, and we're glad you're still around. To the world's
Right?
biggest fucking scumbag, and we wish you'd have died 20 years ago. Any way
Really?
you want to orchestrate a documentary, you can do it.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, it's not the truth, and you'll find you can't rely on what people say. The Pulitzer Prize actually have changed the rules on autobiographies and biographies. You know why? Because
Why?
people would have a autobiography is when you write a story about yourself. A biography is when someone does it about you. Let's say in this example, in a flattering way, what a good person you were. They
Right?
changed the rules for that. Now they're named memoirs. You know why? Because a
Oh,
lot of these books got published, and the people that actually knew these people said, "What the fuck are you talking about? I grew
right.
up with her. She had a great life. She didn't come from poverty and was broke and had to buy used shoes. She came from money, like Taylor Swift. She came from a family of investment bankers." But if you go on the right show, you'll see where they drove around in an old car handing off demo tapes for her songs. This fucking bullshit.
Right.
Thanksgiving is bullshit. Columbus never stepped foot and fucking did anything with fucking Indians in the United States around Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact, Thanksgiving wasn't even a national holiday until 1941. It's a totally false story. People later did come, other than Compass, years later and years before, by the way, and hobnob with the Indians, and no one ever knew about it. Columbus never stepped foot on what is America today. He was down around Haiti and the Bahamas. Another made up bullshit story that they still teach in schools.
Now, Tom, I got a question for you. Now, uh, if you want, let's say you want to make a documentary about me.
Yeah.
Now, would you need my permission, or
No,
could you?
no,
Oh, that's what I wondered about
no.
these.
So if you go on YouTube, there's some fucking cunt that's married to a fucking cop down in Florida somewhere that did like a little mini documentary around me fucking murdering prostitutes.
Oh, I remember that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it because
Mm,
now you could say they say they don't she's actually half-assed and fucking intelligent. I'm fucking reluctant to give that dumb whore credit for anything. But she never
right.
said that I murdered prostitutes. She said that places that I went and people that I interviewed ended up dead, which is true, but it isn't for me.
Oh, just a second, Tom.
Yeah.
I gotta close my window. They're blowing the sidewalks.
Oh,
Those
okay.
things are so loud.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
That's one big knock on Hilton Head.
What?
The noise of leaf blowers in the morning.
Oh yeah, we get these old apartments, our washer's broken again, but they're worried about having the Mexicans come to blow the leaves. I mean, it's ridiculous.
No, right. Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
Mexican. Yeah, right.
I'd rather have the washer fixed than try to straighten up this old parking lot. It's ridiculous.
But see you can go and you can make like a little thing like that. First, here's the problem with slander and libel is you got to prove damages. That's the hard part. You can't just collect because it pissed you off.
Okay,
Like
I
you have to
wonder.
be able to prove damages. Like let's say I'm making a bunch of money off YouTube and you
Right,
go out and you say I'm killing prostitutes and all of a sudden that money quits coming in and
right.
I sue you and I can demonstrate that I was doing fine until you started making up these rumors about me killing people. And that's when the money quit. Now we're talking.
Oh, I
But
see.
most of
Yeah.
these lowlifes that make these stupid videos up don't have any money anyway. So
Right.
you could, which she did, do a little mini documentary about me and say that lots of the people that I was around and interviewed died. That's true. They did.
Right.
But it wasn't
Yeah.
for me. They
Right.
died from overdoses and getting hit by cars and
Oh,
fucking
of
you name it.
course. Yeah.
And like I
Yeah.
told those idiots all along when they were really fucking with me full time, I was at the beginning of this cancel culture. I drove around all the time with a cell phone in my pocket. Everybody knew where I was. I went back and re-interviewed the same people. I mean, if you got half a brain, you know that it was just ignorant people that didn't like me.
Oh,
I
of
just
course,
had
Tom.
some
And that's it.
dumbass make a comment this morning about how I should have paid Penny more because I used her to start my channel. First of all, I was paying when nobody else was. And those people got a lot of extra shit that was never put on video of mine. The only time
Uh-huh.
that I uploaded information in a video was when somebody else gave me something to give to them, and I wanted to make sure that they saw that I gave it to them.
Exactly. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
if
it,
people
but
watch
my
their,
money when it was my money and giving them. And let me tell you another thing too. It's like all that time. It was 200 miles one way, hotel bills, camera. I was just
Mhm.
having fun. It was interesting, But when you get somebody that doesn't like it, that's the kind of like documentary they'll tell just because they don't like you.
Well, yeah, you know what? Oh, I lost my train of thought here. You know what was so funny is, yeah, these people would comment, uh, like, you owed these women
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
like you should have taken care, you should have done something
yeah,
for. No, all you did was you interviewed them, you paid them for that.
yeah.
You didn't owe any of them anything,
No, and the
Tom.
real dummies, the real stupid people, I'll tell you, it's an interesting legal premise. And if you look at consent, in other words, if you're fucking passed out on heroin
Uh
and
huh.
I'm fucking, making jokes about you as you lay there in a semi fucking coma, are you consenting to that recording? You're not. You're fucking high. You don't even know that I'm there. These
Right.
people thought because they were drug addicts that they couldn't have possibly been able to consent to an interview. They just don't understand the legal level of consent. Even if you're high, if I'm me and I ask you for an interview and you agree to it, yeah, you may be high, but that doesn't mean that you can't consent. Consent,
Right.
non-consent is like raping people and shit when they're
Right.
passed out. And these people are so stupid and they don't understand consent in the cases that have went to the Supreme Courts in the states and have went all the way to the United States Supreme Court and what the legal rulings are. When are you able to consent? And those
Right.
interviews all easily met the threshold. But if
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
doesn't like you, they will say, look, these people are high as motherfuckers. They're desperate. They need the money. You still meet the consent guidelines anywhere.
Right.
And every single one of them, which is why I said it on camera, is do you consent to this interview? Do you realize that I'm going to upload this? They knew exactly what they were doing.
Of
And
course.
what in 99.9% of the time, it didn't matter. It didn't matter because I was always, if you took my expenses from day one to when the money quit, I was still in the hole. But nobody wants to hear that part. They want to be the evil, murdering guy taking
Oh,
advantage
yeah.
of drug addicted prostitutes that need the
Oh,
money.
I
Well,
know.
they just do not get it.
And they did not see your videos when you had your van packed full of stuff
Yeah,
for them,
yeah,
drove all the way down looking for them, delivering all the
yeah,
stuff to
yeah.
them. What do they mean you didn't help them?
Yeah,
Bullshit.
I mean, I really, in the whole scheme of things, even then, and looking back, in the whole scheme of things, I don't really consider that help. Looking back and learning a lot, I was just a pawn in a thing that I thought was a good overture, which I'm fine with. I don't regret it. But my dumbass actually thought that the things that people sent that I was giving them helped. But looking back in hindsight, it was all a big
Oh,
waste of time.
no,
I don't think it was a waste of time. I think that what you did was, and you showed people what it's like for the unfortunate, and that you did bring them. You didn't have to do any of it.
No, I know, but I mean, some people that like you will say that you made awareness. Well, who the hell doesn't know about drug-addicted prostitutes
Well, a
someplace?
lot of people are sheltered. Like you put raw footage, right? You put raw footage of the real deal, like Maddie and them living in an abandoned, but like I don't think people like see things on TV and stuff, but there's a wide variety of people who are completely sheltered and who really don't know, and you help them get a voice as a
Yeah.
human, that they're just, yeah, they
Well,
made
you know, the thing that I found interesting is the ones that like took off, the early viral videos, those sat around forever and nobody watched them. And some kid, some teenager, cut and pasted those on Reddit, and that's when they really took off. But I find it interesting that Marguerite, all the early ones, Raven, you know, people drove by them all day, shot them with pellet guns, threw drinks at them, fucked
Oh,
with them, blew the
that's
horn.
cute.
Nobody ever pulled over and gave them a sandwich or $10 or whatever for all that fucking time. Then the videos get popular on YouTube, and people want to send clothes and food. Why the fuck didn't you do that when you were driving by them before it was ever uploaded to video? They want to
right.
be part of the success of the
Yeah.
popularity when they had all sorts of time to do that before they saw those videos. I don't get it. You
I
know?
think, well, I think you just gave them like you gave your viewers like um a real, like it wasn't edited, right? So like
Right.
it's you literally went out there just with your and I think it was very down to earth, and I think it touched a lot of people and changed their thought process on how to treat the less fortunate just in general. And like you didn't have to go back and continue to
No,
give
I
them.
really had fun doing it.
Right. And I mean, like I said, I'm sure you changed a lot of people's views as far as humanity goes,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
maybe I did. I mean, you know, really, I mean, I just happened to like have a genuine interest in it. It wasn't anything I did. Yeah, I did drive down there, but I was down there doing photography anyway. That's how I thought about doing it. And I thought about that a long time before I actually did it. But, you know, there really, at the time back then, there really wasn't videos. You could upload stills, but I wasn't really that interested in that. I mean, eventually I did it, but there was, and then when YouTube came out, I was getting kind of sick of photography. So I thought, well, maybe I'll try like an interview, but I never thought that, you know, based on you'll see people drive by these women all day and fuck with them. And then after videos got on a platform that I guess they respected, they started sending them clothes and toothpaste and shit.
Right.
Why do you
Well,
need that to like want to do that for these?
I think people I think sometimes on how you grew up, like maybe you were raised a certain way, like don't talk to those people, like they're bad people. I'm sure you've heard it in your life, like don't talk to this person, they're blah blah blah. And the thing is um, you know, you made it like more human, like either
Well, how
way.
about this then? Why do you think so many people got mad at me doing it?
I think because of I think the reason behind that is some of the girls got killed, right?
Yeah.
And it, sometimes they always want to point a finger, like,
But all the
well,
girls that got killed, they eventually found out who did it
yeah,
and they still kept fucking with me.
right. Well, I think what happened is that those people didn't have the balls to go down there. They didn't
Well, let me tell
have.
you about that, by the way. You know, that down there seemed, if you weren't from there, I mean, I grew up not too far from there, right? I mean, Detroit
Yeah.
was already fucking bad by the mid 70s. But where I would go for those interviews, believe it or not, was not that bad. Now, if you noticed, I never did any interviews on the east side. Fuck, I'd have been dead within a week.
Well, like I
No
just
fucking
said,
way.
like
I mean, it
you,
seemed bad, but I don't. If you thought that, let me tell you, that area where Maddie and Gerald, Marguerite, it was not that bad. It wasn't.
yeah.
I mean, there'd B&E shit like that, but nobody was getting murdered. But I guaranteed on the east side, I'd have lasted about a week. And that's what it actually came down to, because I really believe, crooked, scummy cops, scumbags down there that would actually think putting a bullet between my eyes and shooting Daisy too would be a badge of honor. I got the fuck out of there.
Well,
I think they would have eventually done something like that.
I mean, the we discussed before, what I was going to do with my channel, and that got brought up too for me to go down there and everything
Yeah.
else. And I have gotten attacked. It's not, there's bad areas here, and I've had to work the bad areas before for my jobs. And you don't know. Like you get somebody who's high on something, they want to rob you, they want to do something,
Yeah, well, I do. That's another thing too. I think as they got more and more familiar with me, I wouldn't have ruled out getting set up
Right. Well, the thing is
by someone that I was kind to.
right. Well, that's what you got to keep your boundaries. You got to have compassion, but keep your boundaries with people sometimes.
Well, look how you got swatted that time in the restaurant. You got run off the road.
Yeah.
Remember that
Yeah.
shit? Oh my
But
God.
there's always silver linings to shit that you look back and you wonder why. Now, I'll tell you this, and I think about that sometimes because, I went and got a fucking medicinal marijuana card for actually 2 older people that I could buy fucking gummies and that cream you put on sore joints. I never even smoked marijuana. I have taken a few gummies, but I got a medicinal marijuana card because of my age and I knew that I'd qualify. And that's really why I got it. Well, after I got the fucking thing, I found out that you couldn't carry a gun. And I didn't know that. And I'll tell you, if I'd have had a gun on me that night they ran me out, I'd have probably shot both those motherfuckers. And in a liberal fucking racist town like Detroit, I'm sure they'd have fucking prosecuted me and told me that I should have done what I did do because I didn't have a gun, and that was driving.
Right.
So, you look back on things sometimes, and that probably worked out in a good way because I didn't have a gun.
Right. See, I would have done the same thing. I would have shot him.
Yeah.
Anybody
But,
tries
you're
to
supposed
attack
to
me.
retreat. You're supposed to retreat and all that shit. There's police right now forever.
Right.
Bullshit.
Oh, it is bullshit because, if somebody's trying to attack me, I'm going to take my gun out and I'm going to fucking shoot him, Tom. What the hell? Your life feels threatened?
Well, they got that Kim Worthy down there, that fucking, she's went bankrupt 2 or 3 times, that fucking scumbag liberal down there in Detroit. And I'm sure she'd have just loved to prosecute a guy like me for murder. And God forbid if I'd have shot 2 black guys that done that there. I'd fucking never see the daylight.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
It's just the way it works.
Yeah.
And they said, well, why didn't you just drive away? It's, well, they ran into me. I was blocked, so I shot him through the window. Well, no. Well, I did drive away, but I drove away because I didn't have a fucking gun. So looking back at it, it could have worked out for me. You know what I mean?
I think what it was like, you stayed in the area too long.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
it was kind of like you should have just did what you did and just kind of left it.
You're right, because that was the advantage at the beginning. I was in and out of there and those videos were uploaded and I was gone for 3 days. And now it got to where they see the van and Daisy and it's like, there's that motherfucker. Bet he's down here interviewing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, the only I mean, I think that you did a good service for the people down there as far as like a humanity type of
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
not really. If you look at though the net result, not really.
Yeah, your life was in danger. You got videos accusing you of being a murderer. I mean, yeah, no, I mean,
But
yeah.
that's with YouTube. Like anytime you do something really good like that, you're gonna have haters. That means that you made it, that you actually did something good is when you have a bunch of people who are going to just try to tear down your good works, you know. They're going to be like, yeah, there's something, you know, and that goes with anything. Like even if you think about politics and all of that, like you're going to have your people who like you and you're going to have your people who are like
Wouldn't you have thought though that some way, somewhere along the way, the cops would have just pulled me over for questioning?
they should if they felt a type of a type of way, yeah, they should have like
Yeah, I
pulled
would
you
have thought
aside.
that just, just cause they're fucking crazy down there. Those cops are fucking nuts, man. I swear to God, you're supposed to feel safe when you see a cop, not down there. I mean,
Hmm.
those fucking
Detroit,
crazy
yeah,
fuckers
Detroit.
those
I
crazy fuckers were giving streetwalkers $300 tickets for violating COVID protocol. What the fuck?
Huh.
yeah, I,
They're always
I,
just Google Detroit police corruption. You'll run out of time before you run out of articles.
oh, I believe that.
Well, the
Yeah,
thing is,
Detroit. Well,
like prostitution is probably like the the lower end of where you want to be in life. You
It
know,
is.
like as far as women, I'm not saying like
Yeah,
it's
it
been
is.
around
It
forever.
is. Especially
It's
there.
it's
That end
kind
of
of
prostitution. If you're getting a grand an hour and the guy's wearing a rubber, it's a little different than $10 in an alley with the guy
right,
that's got all sorts of STDs.
right.
No, it's as low as it gets as far as God knows what those people have.
Mm.
I'll bet
I
your money
mean,
Maddie's got hepatitis.
they're on they have a drug problem,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
and they spend all their money instead of, you
And I'll tell you
know,
that one thing I did learn, and they all exaggerate the hell out about how much they spend on drugs. When you're down there sucking dicks all day, it
mhm.
sounds better that you're spending a grand on heroin than $25. Like it gives you this false credibility of not being at the bottom of the barrel. But even back then, you could get $10 blowjobs all day long. I mean, $10 for doing that? Because that's what the market brought in that area. I mean, that's nothing to brag about.
Well, that's because when you did videos on drug addiction too. When you're a drug addict, that's all you care about is getting drugs and fast. You know, it's not like you're thinking logically. It's not like you're thinking um with a good frame of you don't have a good head on your shoulders at the moment.
Right.
Not saying you can't get over it, not saying that everything else can happen, but like you don't have a good sense of a moral sense, a good, you know, like
Yeah.
you're just thinking about getting high. You just
Yeah.
want to get that next fix. You don't care
That's a
what you got.
terrible life.
Well, that's what happens. It puts a like hold over you. Like they say, what did they say? Like a monkey on your back or something
Fuck yeah.
with that. Like
It
it's
is. But I also can understand why at a certain point you just don't want to get better. Your life is so far gone that death is like more attractive. I mean, I'm
right.
not agreeing with it, but I mean,
Right.
Becky and there was another girl down there, Cal. What was her name? But anyway, they said that they just didn't want responsibilities in life, and they didn't want to like work and live and have house payments. And like, fuck it, they're going to go out swinging. I mean, it's not a good way to look at things, but I kind of get it. Becky did not want to be a housewife in the suburbs, so she
Right.
was just going to ride that horse until the ride ended.
Well, I think also what it was is they got together with too many dirty men and it just went downhill from there.
Yeah, but it's downhill by being starting there to begin with.
Yeah.
You look at some of those people, man. They were. Look at Maddie as an example. Maddie doesn't want to get better. I mean, there's a certain point where you just have to accept some people don't want what you want.
Right.
And that's a tough one. And I don't know that anybody that isn't in that lifestyle ever fully understands it. But Maddie's a poster child for that. She didn't want to get better.
No.
I mean,
No.
when your life's been that bad, that long, I kind of get it. That's why people kill themselves.
Well, the thing is okay, so you view her life as bad because you have a good head on your shoulders, but they're high on whatever else,
Yeah.
and they're not, because they're high. It's like when you're drunk or whatever, like when you're on a substance like that, like nothing's that bad.
What surprises me is that she's been able to hang on so long once the sex for sale ended.
Who, Maddie?
Yeah.
Oh, so she's not prostituting anymore?
She is, but I don't know how she garners enough money for that level of addiction.
Yeah, I know. I always wondered that too, Tom.
Yeah,
because
I didn't wonder when she first got down there, but now it's like, it wouldn't shock me if they're $5 blowjobs.
yeah, she does have, people that send her money, but her addiction must be so high now.
Yeah.
I always wondered, how does she get enough money to get,
Yeah.
to get that much, drugs. No,
Well, people were sending
it's
her
sad.
money.
Allie, remember Allie?
Mm-hmm.
Ellie.
Older blonde lady.
Yeah.
She actually eventually died from organ failure, but she was HIV positive, and she got her money. There guys that come down there, she'd let them fuck her in the ass without a rubber for $25.
Wow.
Oh God, that makes me sick.
I know. But let me tell you, when I started doing more videos, and I wanted to get there at the crack of dawn when they had to get out and start hustling right away because they needed dope money. But I'd get there before the sun came up in the winter. It'd be 20 degrees out there and they'd start walking the streets. And I learned through doing that, you would be surprised at the guys that are their customers. This isn't blue collar pipe fitters. This is guys in suits.
Oh yeah, you'd probably be
Two
right.
times I ran into Raven blowing guys in alleys where she took her head up and rolled down the window and said, "Hey, Tom."
God.
I know. Yeah, I mean, but it's so, I think what attracted me to it was so damn crazy, like real, man. What air would you put on down there? There aren't any.
No.
This is it. And you're just like, wow.
Well, it's like all out in the open too. It's not like it's very secretive or, anything else. It's like people know what they're doing. Like it's out there, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. We have in Seattle, Aurora Avenue is where all the prostitutes walk up and down the highway. And I didn't realize how bad that was until, of course, I saw some YouTube videos on it, Tom. And I mean, they're walking down the street in thongs and everything else. And yeah, it's like everybody knows what they're doing, but people just, go on with whatever they're doing,
Yeah.
It showed, policemen driving by them. I mean, yeah, I know. Crazy.
And there were times too, like some of them I recorded, some of them I didn't. But I'll tell you, when I couldn't have looked forward to having breakfast with anyone any more than I did with Becky. It was just, the score was, and we go eat and have the greatest conversation over an hour that you could possibly have about just the lifestyle. And, it was just like, wow. Yeah, she is, buddy. Yeah, Becky's still down there. How she's continued to live is amazing.
Yeah, but the whole point is they probably wouldn't be doing that, Tom, if they weren't addicted to drugs.
No,
Right.
they wouldn't.
Yeah,
Right.
see, that's the
But
whole deal.
if you look at all the factors that end up keeping you there, that's all that's left.
Right.
I mean, you're not going to work a job. What are you going to do? Like work 8-hour shift and make $80 at Dollar General?
Well, the thing is too is it's like when you're addicted to drugs like that, a lot of employers aren't going to hire you and keep you around. You know, it's not like you're going to be
Yeah.
um,
I mean,
punctual.
Becky
Yeah.
interrupted me one time when we were talking. I said, I hope you don't. First of all, I mean, I never mention this because I don't want to seem like I'm better than them. But I mean, I think you can understand. I really wasn't too interested in anyone I interviewed sexually. I didn't not even 1%. I just wasn't. But I never would say that because I didn't want to make it look like any worse than it was. But I can remember saying to her one time when we were having breakfast, it's like, this is just like we're friends. She said, she said, you can stop that right fucking there. She said, I know what you're going to say. And no, we're friends. That's it. So, yeah, I mean, Becky's an intelligent person. And I'll tell you, Maddie is a sweet person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like what you did is you went down there and you showed them in a kind of different light than what most
Yeah,
people just.
and when those guys ran into me that time, right? Becky called me and she said, that's fucking bullshit. She said, if I'd have been there, I'd have shot both those motherfuckers through the windshield. She said, I'm getting you a gun tomorrow. She said, I want you to figure out, I'll try and find out. I want you to kill both those motherfuckers and give me back the gun. She said, don't throw it in the river. They find it every time. Don't throw it in a ditch. Don't have it in your car. She said, but that's bullshit. So, in her own street way, she thought that was wrong and wanted to help.
Oh, yeah. I like that attitude.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yep. Toledo the same way. Yeah, no, she didn't stay clean. No, Tassie lasted about a year clean.
Yeah.
It's that fucking boyfriend. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, yeah.
But there's people that get, you don't have to be a drug addict to get involved in a toxic relationship with a guy.
Oh,
This guy just ruled the roost with her.
Oh, I know it.
He's like semi fucking retarded, really. He's not all there.
Yeah, he was just low life.
I got a fucking temper, but I try and keep it. None of those fuckers ever scare me down there. I seem like just easy going. One time I was down there interviewing her. This is after she got clean. And that motherfucking weirdo came over while I was interviewing her and brought her a bunch of shit and started saying that, he knows what I'm really doing. It pissed me off so goddamn bad. I told him, man, you say one more goddamn word, man, I'm going to bash your fucking head in. And Cassie came over and said, just go to the carpet. There's something really off with that fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
Same with Kelly. If you look at the one video, I mean, she's acting like she's the fucking goddamn female version of Jack the Ripper.
Oh, God.
What is she going to do? I told her that one day, but he just shut your fucking ass up. You're not going to do anything. They have this street thug thing, and I'm just old stupid whitey coming down. They're going to give a beating to. Yeah, right, Kelly.
Kelly was the one. Was that the one that had the daughter that passed away?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The daughter was actually a sweetheart, Sarah. Yep. Yeah, she has to be the biggest fucking scumbag I've ever met in my life, Kelly.
Oh, I know.
And I bet you money, she gets an opportunity, she'll fucking prostitute Sarah's daughter too.
Oh, I know. Your own daughter. I remember her daughter being using a walker, walking the streets with her mother. What mother? wouldn't try to help her daughter instead of having her prostitute.
Yeah.
I mean, just that's the lowest of the low, man.
Yeah, the lowest of the low.
Uh,
Yeah,
yep,
the lowest of the low. Yeah, if you
yep,
look at some of the early interviews, she's pointing out potential Johns to her daughter who had a
yeah,
bone disease, which is why she eventually died from sepsis.
yep. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, just a true fucking scumbag.
Yep, I know.
You know, Kelly, if you look, Kelly Magzala, if you look her up on the internet, there was an old guy that was on the council in Melvindale, which is a suburb of Detroit. And who knows what the circumstances were. He got blown by Kelly one night. And in the process, probably having his pants down in the car, his gun fell up. Well, of course, Kelly took the fucking gun when she had an opportunity, and about 6 weeks later got caught with it.
Oh,
So
God,
the cops
good.
ran the fucking gun. He was a council member in Melvindale, Michigan, went back and said, hey, how does a prostitute have your gun? And the goddamn guy told the truth, and that was the end of his political career. But that shows you what a fucking shitbag Kelly really is. And I confronted her about that one time during an interview. I said, you're so fucking low. You take a John, a customer, and there's just no street ethics with you either. You took an old, lonely fucking guy that you blew and stole his gun and cost him his political career. She said he shouldn't have been down there anyway. Now, Maddie wouldn't rob a John. Becky wouldn't rob a John, but Kelly thought that was a fucking badge of honor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just a fucking shitbag.
I know, Tom. And especially, she was, close to our age and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, she was such white trash.
Yeah.
Mm,
White trash. Yeah, she's the worst.
yep.
I don't know what she's doing now. She was trying to, people eventually figured her out.
Yeah.
And, she was coming on there going to do things for her granddaughter. Yeah, bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it like this, Tom. They pull tricks for a living, right?
Yeah.
So these women, it's not like they're honest, good people. They're trying to get
Yeah,
a
but let me
quick.
tell you, man, like I said, Becky and Maddie would not rob people after Johns.
Hmm.
They would not. They don't mind doing but they're not setting a John up and stealing from him, taking his wallet and shit. Raven neither. No way. They needed money, but there was a line they drew, and Kelly had no line. She'd trick her fucking daughter, her niece.
Yeah, she walked her
She'd let
daughter. Yeah, like
she'd
here.
prostitute her mother if she was still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no.
Tom, what? Oh, excuse me,
No, go
Tom. Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you. I wonder whatever happened to that couple that you interviewed a couple times. It was,
She looked like Julia Roberts, kindly.
yeah.
Yeah, he turned out to be a woman beater.
Oh.
Everybody figured him out. And
Oh.
I don't know what happened to him. He's a meth addict. And he was a nice looking guy, but boy, he looked just like a typical meth and crackhead a couple years
Right.
ago.
Yeah, they
Like
were
an
kind
old
of a
man.
nice looking couple.
Yeah, and she ended up, I know she was out there a year ago. Her mother was a local school teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, Jana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom.
Sorry, I'm eating. Yeah,
Okay.
Jana, that was her name. Yeah.
But there's a motherfucker. That guy would have set me up, no problem.
Oh, yeah, I bet he would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, what's going on with the Not for the Faint of Heart?
Oh, that was like an old banner for when we were getting rid of people or something, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, they were, but it took quite a while, even for the people that donated the hospital supplies and handed out the rubbers, to realize he was a woman beater. Casey was his name.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Yeah. Total fucking fraud.
Oh, wow.
Jan is just like a innocent, I put her IQ of around 90.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those people got the double whammy, like Penny, bad upbringing, bad boyfriends, bad drug habit, and you end up dead.
Yeah.
I think if you can try to stay off of the drugs, I think people work with you more, like
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
totally get it. Yeah, they're not once you're down there and doing that. I mean, like Sherry got off drugs and is now turned into a religious person and is married and working full time. I mean, it's possible. But honestly, I always said that, I know how I am. And if I'd ever got that low on the totem pole, I don't think I'd have been, what's better, like working at Dollar General for 30 more years and
Well, yeah, and I think that you really need to have some support from someone too, Tom.
yeah.
Um, yeah, something like that. Yeah, it'd be really hard to pull yourself out if you didn't, have anybody.
but I think to me, the hardest part is like, I mean, is that really happiness not being high and working a shit job and struggling for another 40 years?
Well, with happiness,
Well,
I
it
mean,
depends on. Yeah, I mean,
you can find happiness without being on drugs. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
but I
there
mean, I found happiness through a good lifestyle. And I think if I'd have got off heroin and went out and worked at the fucking local hardware store for 40 years and drove a beater and had no money to blow,
well,
to me, that's not happy.
I can
I
tell
know,
you,
but we've all been there though, Tom. See, um, and we put, we did stuff to try and make our life better.
yeah. Yeah, as long
Uh,
as I think as long
so
as you're trying, people are willing to help you out, but it's like when you're not even wanting to try, I think that's
Well,
when
here's
it's
another thing, too. I mean, they're coming up with more and more good research on PTSD. If you were finger fucked by your uncle when you were in the fifth grade, that's the kind of behavior it elicits from a lot of people. Not
well,
everybody,
right. Well,
but
no,
some.
like
They're damaged, they're stifled, they're self-shamed, and they don't think they deserve better.
the right, it usually stems from it's not like somebody wakes up and just says, "I want to
I
be a
want to be a drug
prostitute."
addicted heroin addict, right?
Right. There's usually like a lot of psychological things that happen in their childhood,
Yeah.
in their young adulthood, um, that
If
like
you
oh,
notice,
definitely.
yeah,
And
if you notice
to,
down there, none of them wanted to accept a compliment.
yeah, because their self-esteem was
Right.
so
That's it.
low.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They did not want to accept a compliment.
yeah, see, and if that didn't happen, you know, to yourself personally, it's hard for you to understand,
Yeah. It
a
is. Yeah.
person that it happened to, Tom,
Yeah.
because I never had anything like that in my life. So, yeah, I don't know how I'd be, if I had something, majorly traumatic happening to
Right.
me,
That's it.
when I was
Yep.
younger. So it's hard to understand, um, uh, you know people. I feel bad for people that happens. I believe in therapy. Um, thank God, the kids, they're gonna start going to counseling. I believe in that when they're small,
Yeah.
when
I
they're
agree.
children.
Yeah.
If things happen to them, you
Yeah,
should get them in right away so they can develop, and not grow up and be like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I think it has to start at a young age. I think when you get to be an adult, it's harder.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Because I think that damage creates fucked up decisions as you
Oh, of
mature.
course.
oh,
Of
sure.
course.
Guys you get involved with.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Yeah. And it's just, it just keeps paying like fucking bad dividends.
Yeah.
They
It's
don't
like,
feel, women like that, they don't feel comfortable being around someone that treats them nice.
well,
It's
they're
like
not used to it.
women that go back to wife beaters.
Yeah.
Well,
Your
think about
mind
it,
like fucks with you, and all of a
Tom.
sudden, it's
Tom,
comfortable.
there's also some shame because they've known certain things that they may have done too, because living that lifestyle and stuff, it's not like you lived and I'm not saying this for every single person, but with living you screwed people over, just like you said with Kelly, like she, just trying to fuck people over basically.
Yeah. What's interesting to me is how when you're like a Maddie Gerald deal as an example, how you go down there and you start doing that and they know what's going on, they don't like it, but they're bringing the bacon home. The guy doesn't generate any money. And then all of a
Right.
sudden it gets to the point where things start dropping off and these women have to start doing crazy ass shit. And the guy knows about it and he will end up accepting it if he's a drug addict too, because that's their only source of income.
Of course.
Yeah.
The only way that you can really help out people is if they come to you, they want to, and they're legit wanting to start a better life, and um, they have to move away. They have to, there's a lot of things that have to go involved. Other than that, there's nothing that you can do
Right.
to, like, you could try and you could be like that good.
Well, you know what I've learned in life, and that is that most of this stuff, whether it's women stripping, prostituting, escorting, porn, whatever, anything, robbing banks, fucking animals in the ass at the farm. I mean, all this shit, that none of this shit seems to bother people too much. What they worry about is other people knowing about it. And when you take that out of the equation, if you're from Toledo, Ohio, and you go to LA and you prostitute for 2 months and no one will ever find out, it's a whole nother animal than when the whole world knows and your mom's a local school teacher down the street.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing is too is um the person always knows what they did. You know what I mean?
But some people,
And
that does not bother. I mean, like I tell people all the time, jokingly,
you say that, but you don't really know what they go through on a
well, I know
day to
what they
day.
told me.
I mean, like you could sit here all you want and say, yeah, you can go freaking do a bunch of
Let me give you an example. So let's say, for an example, Maddie sucked 1,000 dicks for $10 a pop,
Mm-hmm.
and you sucked 100 for free. Who's the winner?
The one with the money, I guess. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, no, but you see what I'm saying? I mean,
There's an intention behind that. Like anything sexual that I've ever done with a man, it was to form a loving relationship.
bullshit.
It wasn't
Yeah.
because
Bullshit.
I just wanted to get money from
No,
somebody.
you're
It's
saying every
intent.
guy you ever
It's
had sex with
intent.
was a
It's
loving relationship.
it's intention. They want to get
Yeah,
it
but
for
that's not a
money.
loving relationship. It's being horny and getting a good dicking.
It's called lust.
Thank you.
It's it's not always about lust though, and you can't sit here and
No, but
say
you're
that that's what
saying
it
that in your
is.
whole life up until now, you never got a stiff one out of an emotional attachment, and I call bullshit on that. Stephanie got grilled a few times, and she never even knew their name, right, Steph?
Oh yeah, it was lust, and then I had love also. I think you have both.
Yeah,
You
both.
know. Yeah.
That's the difference between Stephanie and a prostitute is because there was feelings involved. It wasn't just like here's some money, like I'm going to do this because you
No,
give me money for it.
no, but I mean, you're acting like that a requirement is feelings to have sex, and I say bullshit.
Obviously it's not. People do it all the time, but look at the lifestyle that those women live in, like that's not.
Well, what if a
I
woman
don't
just
see a
wanted to go
good
out and get laid?
I don't see a good outcome from prostituting yourself all
No,
the
but how about a
time, except for,
non-prostitute that meets a guy in a bar? Is she
okay, so
supposed to
she's,
fall in love with this guy, or she just wants a good dicking?
I don't
One
know,
night
bring
stand.
somebody up, yeah, bring
It was
people
a
up
one
here,
night
sure.
stand. But yeah, but see, the whole picture is, I think if the drugs weren't involved, a lot of them would not be doing that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
absolutely.
would
It's
be a totally
See,
100%.
different
it's
Yeah.
story.
it's uh the addiction, they need the money. Here, suck my thing for $10. I need a fix. Yeah, okay. I mean, so it's the addiction part that is driving these women, I think.
Right.
I'm not
No,
a
but you
doctor
don't,
or psychiatrist,
Stephanie.
just my opinion,
No,
but
but Stephanie, as you know, you don't need to be a heroin addict to want a good dickin'.
But stuff. But what
oh
I'm
no, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the women that do it for money,
Right.
90%
But
are
how about
probably
this? Do you
addicted.
think you need to be in love to get a good dickin'?
Oh, of course not.
All right. Hear that, Michelle?
well, duh, you don't need to be like God gives free will, so like you don't have to do anything. But like what I'm saying is, what's the consequences and outcomes of your actions? That's all.
You're not horny anymore.
That's all. But there's consequences for bad actions.
It's
Point
not a bad
blank.
But
action.
then you have to think back. Now, I'm talking, years ago, guys, because I don't care anymore. But, you date a guy a couple times, you know that you date him, he's going to take you out to a nice dinner. He's going to buy you something. You know all this. Well, what happens at the end of the night? So what's the difference between getting cash or gifts?
It's what your intention and thought process is going into it. Okay, am I going out with this man with the possibility of a relationship, or am I going out with this man just to get money or food or whatever? It's what you're going
Right.
into it thinking. It's not that one thing doesn't happen or one thing does happen, but a lot of it is what's the intention behind it. That's all.
Sometimes the intention is just having sex.
Right.
Right. With no emotional attachment at all. I know you've got a couple dickens over the years. You don't want to admit it.
I just
Yeah, I'm
don't.
not saying you don't, you don't dislike them and have sex, but you're acting like there's some emotional attachment.
To each their own.
Yeah, to each your own.
Well, I think Tom. I think lust it can be an emotional attachment at the time, also.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then she's right. But
But
that's not how she sells it.
oh, I see what you're saying. Well, no, I'm sure Michelle wasn't in love with everyone that she had sex with, right, Michelle?
I mean, I definitely had feelings and emotions for them. It just didn't work out. It wasn't my intention
She
was
didn't
just
ask you
to
that.
have, no, I never went out there having intentions as an adult just to have sex with people, just randomly for just because I needed to have sex. Like I just didn't go out there and was like, I really need to have sex and just grab somebody and have sex with them. No.
Well, that was never my intentions either. It just happened.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
I
what I
didn't
mean,
go out
this
saying I'm going to pick up a guy and screw him.
right,
I mean,
exactly. Well, that's
it,
what Tom's saying. Tom's saying that it's very normal and commonplace for people just needing to have sex and going out and grabbing somebody and like, you
It
know,
is common and
just to
normal.
well,
just to
nowadays, yeah. I mean, look at all the hookup apps. People
Yeah,
just go on there.
why do you think there's so many of them?
Oh, I know.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure it's
I've heard of
happening. I'm
them.
not
See,
saying
Yeah.
it's not
Michelle is
happening.
taking her Christianity and villainizing normal human interests.
I'm not villainizing anything.
Sometimes you just fuck, Michelle. Hello.
Well, good. I mean, good for you. Like if that's what, makes you whatever, then,
No, but you're acting like that
I
it's
didn't
wrong. I
say
mean,
I didn't I didn't judge anybody. I am all
no, but you're
for
not capable of
people.
judging. But you formed an opinion about people that just go out and
How's
get
that?
fucked, and it's not
How
flattering.
did I form that? What did I say?
Well, you said that it's not normal.
That I said what's not normal. I never said it was not normal.
Just going out and getting fucked.
For me, it's not normal. Doesn't mean it's not normal for, I don't know everybody in the world. I'm sure there's people who are like, yeah, I just want to have sex. I just want to find somebody and
Yeah, but
whatever.
you're selling it as if there was an emotion on some
For me,
latent
Tom,
permanency
for me.
of,
So Tom,
if
you
you were
asked me,
attracted to a guy and
you want
you
to have a
you fucked him,
conversation, you want to talk to me,
you're acting like
and I'm
you need a
letting you
goddamn
know.
engagement ring to have sex, and that's false.
I never said that.
No, but you
Um,
alluded to that.
I said my intentions when I went out there and I met a guy and everything else, it wasn't just solely based on just having sex.
No, I know that.
Okay,
But
there's
he
a
ended up
difference.
just having
Well,
sex.
just agree there's a difference between my intentions and what somebody else's intentions might be.
No, but there's plenty of guys you had sex with that you didn't marry. So what were your intentions?
Right.
It didn't work out. My intentions going into the relationship, it just didn't work out.
No, but you didn't look at every sexual
I'm
partner
not
as a
staying.
potential mate.
I'm not yes, I did. And I'm not staying
Oh,
with
fuck
somebody if I
you.
know it's not gonna, you know.
Michelle, we're not going to judge you for getting laid a couple of times. And if you could have
Well,
turned the hands of
Tom,
time
you
back, you
don't,
wouldn't have
I'm
done it.
not worried
It's
about it
okay. It's
because
all
that's
right.
not who I am.
We don't judge you. As a matter of fact, we hold you in higher regard.
That's fine, but
You
I
get
don't
it.
go.
It's
I don't
normal.
go
It's
out there
science.
just wanting.
That's how we all got here.
But then there are a lot of women that are out there just looking for relationships too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like person, so when's the relationship start and when's it end?
When it's not working out for either party
After
involved.
sex.
That's usually when it ends.
After
It usually
sex.
ends when.
How about this? Have you ever had sex with someone you weren't attracted to?
Yes.
So what was that?
I liked him as a person.
Emotional attachment?
Yeah, it was more of like an emotional thing. Like it was more like I liked him. He treated me well. I mean, that's how relationships sometimes go. I mean,
Mine was out of guilt. It
oh,
only happened
sorry.
once and never again.
Sorry,
Oh, really?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but you really ought to thank whoever it was because that opened the gates for a hell of a good time from then on after. I mean, somebody's got to take that plunge.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But I think most women, I mean, the way the culture is, it's kind of a relief.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, who wanted to be a 50-year-old virgin? Nobody.
Right.
Whether it worked out or whether it didn't.
I think what happened with some of the women that ended up that you interviewed was they just hooked up with the wrong men, like poor men.
Oh, blame it on the men.
Yeah, of course I do. They're the ones that are drug addicts, freaking, and they know that. The men down there, most of them are driving cars and everything else. It's not like they're that stupid to know what they're doing. They're
Okay,
like,
then how about this? If what you say is true, then why are there horror houses?
to protect the women.
In what way?
From ending up, on the streets and living in abandoned houses.
Do you think prostitution's bad?
No, I don't think it's bad.
Do you think it should be legal?
I think we went through this before.
Yeah, I know, but I'm wondering. I want Stephanie to hear you.
I think that prostitution should be legal. Do I think it's the right thing to do?
I didn't
I
ask
think
you
it's right? Like I don't think it should be illegal.
Okay.
But the thing that goes hand in hand with prostitution and that lifestyle is it creates a dangerous environment for communities because everyone's just trying to pull one over on somebody else, and people get hurt, people get raped, people get very violent acts on them. And I'm sure all the prostitutes down there that's probably
Would
exactly
you
what
think
happened.
less of someone you met that had been an active full-time prostitute for 10 years?
Like, what do you mean think less of?
Well, they had sex with zero emotional attachment. It was solely for the money and only.
I
You think something was wrong with them?
Human?
Would you think something was wrong with them?
No.
Okay.
I mean, like less, like I don't know. Less than what?
Well, they have what you the opposite of what you said is important. An emotional attachment. They had none.
Well, the thing is everyone has a life to live, and they're gonna get judged by
No, they're not.
with
No,
my
they're not.
belief.
No,
With
they're not.
well, you believe what you
You
believe.
believe what you believe.
I believe that God judges them, and they're gonna have to live with that
Yeah, but
themselves
Jesus died for all this shit, didn't he?
to a certain degree.
All degrees. All sin is forgiven. I mean, you're still going to heaven, aren't you?
Hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Stephanie, I don't know about you, though, babe.
Well,
Oh, it's
the
fine.
last 10 years, you damn right I'm going to heaven now, Tom.
Yeah, like I don't think it's my duty in life to go around judging people. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. We know this.
Right.
How about this? As a Catholic, will you spend any time at all in purgatory?
No, I'm going to heaven.
No, but no. So you won't go to purgatory for a while?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
But like I think that's some of the problem with society is they begin to um be real hatred. Like there's a lot of hate in this world, right? This person hates that person for this hate, 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 hate. And that doesn't fix anything. Like hate doesn't fix hate, like you can sit there all you want and you can be like, I don't like this person because of what they did or done in their life, but you're gonna bear the burden of the hate. The other person isn't gonna bear the burden of your hate. Like you have to bear,
You mean like the people who voted for Harris?
Yeah. Like Robin. Hey, Robin is not. She's been missing in action because there's people
Yeah.
that kill her.
She has shaved her head and
Yeah.
she's moving to Canada.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she's an artist. She's creative, and
Yep.
Trump is not like artists.
No. No. She's moving to Canada with all the entertainers.
Yeah. Michelle, if you'd have had a daughter instead of a son, would you got pissed if you found out he had a dirty magazine under her bed, and she was a topless dancer?
I would be disappointed.
You would.
Yeah, that's what you know what I mean? Like, would I hate her or
How about your son if you found a Playboy book under his bed?
I mean,
Yes or fucking no?
like I
It's
wouldn't be
normal.
I
No.
wouldn't be disappointed. Like I would be disappointed if my daughter had to become a topless dancer to make money. I'd be like disappointed in her because I wouldn't, like there's better things to do than that. We live in a world where there's careers and everything else. And if that's what she wanted to do, then that's what she's gonna do. But I'm not
But
gonna
back to the Playboy book under your son's bed. Would that bother you?
no.
What if it was a gay magazine of other men? Would that bother you?
No.
No, I mean, like your son, your children, like you have a view on your children.
Would you
Like
support a gay lifestyle?
Yeah.
I would be there.
If
It's
they
my
want it,
son.
sure, why not?
It's like I said, it's not what you do when you're raising kids is you try to teach them right from wrong. You want them
Is
to live
wanting to be a transgender wrong?
is
Oh, now we're hitting into some touchy territory.
Michelle, what if your
um
kid was in the 7th grade and was interested in the trans thing?
Oh God, therapy.
I mean, I don't know how I would like I'm
Yeah,
never
fuck
been in
you
that
don't.
situation.
Yes,
I
you
really
do.
don't. Like I can't sit here. We can all sit here and say, well, what would I do
Yeah,
with
you
this?
know
What would I
damn
do
well how
with
you
that?
feel.
But
How
if
about
it
this? If you went under his bed and you had the choice of finding a Playboy or a Playgirl, which one would you hope was there?
Playboy. I'll be
Right on.
honest.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I would want um like thinking about it, like you want your kids to live their best life, right? And they're going to make their own decisions for themselves. And what
You
happens
know,
when
I
you're a
know all this
parent,
bullshit. Which
this is
fucking
the thing.
magazine do
When
you
you're
hope
a
is under
parent,
his bed?
when when you're a parent, right?
Damn.
When you're a parent, it's harder for you to see your kids suffer from their own actions. You feel responsible.
Yeah.
So it's a different playing field than like saying, what if this and that? Yeah, if you don't have any concern for your kids, you're not going to give a fuck what
Would
they
you be
do.
concerned if he was interested in going trans?
I don't know, Tom. I'm not
Fuck
that
you,
like
don't.
I don't.
Bullshit.
I don't.
No, Stephanie and I, we've talked about this. We both want our son throwing the winning touchdown at homecoming, not with a big pair of nuts across his forehead, celebrating his honeymoon in San Francisco, right, Steph?
Yeah, I would. Of course, that's what you want. But I wouldn't love him any less, though.
Right.
I mean,
Like I
you
think
know,
Tom, I don't think like I think you're having a hard time grasping having a
No, I
child.
get it all. I understand it perfectly.
You know.
I know what I'd want. I just said so. You're acting like it doesn't matter if you find a playboy or a playgirl under your son's bed, and I'm saying that's bullshit. If you saw a gay magazine under your son's bed, just admit you'd be disappointed.
I'd sure want to talk to him about it.
Right.
That's
I
for
mean,
sure.
like that would be a discussion and everything else. I mean, you can't. But
Say,
If
like
it
what
I
the
was,
said,
hell's going on here?
I've never, I've, I haven't had to cross that bridge,
Right.
and um, it's just one of those things. Like I don't know what I would have done,
oh,
to be
I do.
honest with
I
you.
do. Let me answer that for you. You'd have hit the panic button, been disappointed, tried to figure out why, and went to work on changing his mind.
You can't. The thing is there's only even as a parent, you only have so much control over your kids when
Yeah,
they
I know.
become adults,
And
teenagers.
if they
You
like
can't
girls, you're home free.
if you hold that, right? If you like really hold that feeling, it's almost like you're hurting yourself, right? When you
Yeah,
think,
bullshit. I do not want a son that's sucking dicks.
well, I mean, you
I'm
never
fucking, you can
know with
fill
it.
in the blanks yourself. And you just have to fucking hold a gun to my head to get me to love them the same. I mean, I'm just talking about now. I know lots of gays. I've administrated the estate to a couple gay guys. I don't give a fuck about it because I'm not religious. But if I were, now's where the rubber meets the road. As a Catholic, this ought to just disappoint the fucking hell out of you.
I
This is Satan going to work, and once Satan grabs your ass, he'll spend time on a believer, not you. If you think that's okay, they go trans, he's done with you. Mission accomplished. He'll go on to someone going to church every Sunday. I know how it works.
Well, the thing
Quick,
is,
smart.
oh, there's a big majority of the L, what is it, the LGBTQ community who struggle a lot with um just in life in general, and you don't want to see your kids. You want to see your kids succeed and live the best life they can possibly live. Of
What if
course you
it?
do if you're a parent,
Yeah,
and
but
you
well,
know that they're
but that's
you
different than the
know
life you want as a heterosexual.
you know
If he
what the
wants to get rammed with a big 10-incher on his honeymoon, I mean, that's the best life in his mind that he could live. But
you
yet
know
you're
the challenge
disappointed as a Catholic.
you know the challenges that
Not anymore.
they're going to have to face. They're still out there. And it's kind of like,
You went to a lesbo wedding, didn't you?
yes,
Did you discuss that with your priest?
no.
Well, you should.
Well, yeah, okay, that's coming from someone who
Well, you know
doesn't get a
what? I
divorce.
would much rather have Sarah at this point in her life be with a woman than a man. All the men she date are losers.
Well, that's
So, I
I
mean,
think I think a lot of women like go lesbian because of that, because a lot of men that came in their lives were just like what
No, I
Stephanie
think there's
said.
a biological basis for homosexuality. And by the way, Stephanie, is she still hanging around with that Butch Dyke?
yes.
And you're
Yeah,
supportive?
and you know what, Tom? She is a lot better. So see, it just shows, sometimes it doesn't matter the
Love
person,
is
but
love.
I don't believe that women can just turn lesbo because of men. I mean, just because I don't want to be with a man anymore doesn't mean I'm going to be with a woman.
I
I
mean,
think
I
that
Thank you.
I think you're born that way,
Yeah, I do.
and yeah, no, you can't just turn. I don't get that turning. No,
I've met a lot of people who've done both, you know.
of
And
course.
and and the thing is well, you've had gay and lesbian friends, right, Stephanie?
Oh, I have a good friend that's gay. Yes,
Yeah.
I've known
So I
him
mean,
35 years.
I've met a lot of gays and lesbians, and some of them they're bisexual, and
Well, that's what
That's
they
the
are,
kind I
Michelle.
want.
They're bisexual.
That's
You don't
what I
just
want,
turn
Stephanie.
to be a lesbo.
Could you give my
What?
number?
Yeah. You want to turn, Tom?
No, I want a bisexual girlfriend.
Oh,
Do I ever? You ever
oh
wonder about
God.
that, though? I've wondered about this quite a bit. Like I like that shit that bisexual women porn's predicated on that. But like, and most guys I know say that they'd love to see two women together. But when you talk to women, you wouldn't want to see two men blowing each other, would you, Stephanie?
Uh, no,
How about you,
no,
Michelle?
no.
No.
I've seen, a lot of men kiss before. That doesn't bother me. But no, I don't want to see two men having sex.
I
No.
wonder why it's so different between women and men and their
I
sexual.
don't know. I don't know.
And at a wedding, when everybody's drunk, the women will dance together. The men would never do that.
Oh yeah. God, yeah. We used to go out and dance. Yeah, all the girls, we all danced
Yeah, but if
together.
you were at a wedding and you were with the guy you had an emotional attachment with, like Michelle says, and he wanted to go
Yeah.
out and slow dance with another guy, you'd crawl under the fucking table.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't like that.
See what I mean? It's all this false stage that we've been set up to view.
Yeah.
But I'm all for the bisexual women. I wish every woman was one. I wish she'd go out and recruit other women. That's my dream.
Of course you do.
But why is that in my brain so bad?
I don't. Well, men and women are wired differently, Tom. We all know that.
But why is
Uh,
such a why? I mean, why?
I don't know. I don't know, Tom.
How about this, Stephanie? If the guy you married, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he'd have told you a month before you were going to get married, I blew my buddy fishing, would you have called the wedding off?
Yes.
Okay. How about you, Michelle? If
Yeah.
Erica sucked a big one in behind the peaches, would that have killed the wedding?
I probably, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, I would probably be a little like,
But
yeah.
if I knew my fiance, her and her girlfriend ate each other out an hour before the wedding, I'd be the happiest motherfucker in the world. And you just wonder why every guy I know thinks this. What, how could that last this long over decades? And
I
why is
don't know.
that wrong? Is that wrong? Usually, if you bring this up to a woman you're involved, shit, if you want that, why don't you go find it? Now, if you want to start an argument, you can say, I've tried, and I guess I'm stuck with you. But I just cannot figure out certain behaviors in people. Like, I think as an older man, it's disappointing that I want to see younger women in porn, not women my age. That why didn't the mind age with the body?
I don't know. We'd have to get a psychologist or a
Yeah, I'd
psychiatrist
like
on
one
here.
out here. But that's going to be, that's all geared to something wrong about it and ignoring the numbers. Because if you polled 1 million guys, I guarantee over 950,000 of them would like women and women. And if you polled
Right.
1 million women, I can tell you almost 1 million wouldn't want guy with guy. It's just the way it is. And I don't know why. Like,
I
I
don't know.
there
I
doesn't seem to be any straying off that behavior. It's just been consistent in my life, which is nothing in the whole scheme of humanity. But if this like the God and all this stuff that Michelle talks about, I mean, there's a major fuck up here in the blueprint. Because we really, if you want things like you'd like them to be, this wouldn't affect a disproportionate amount of the male population. We wouldn't think this way most of the time. Why do we still? Is that
I
Satan, Michelle?
I think I think having good discipline in life is not just acting on your urges like all the time will give you a better life. Do people act on their urges?
No,
Sure
but why,
do.
why is this even an urge? I mean, I don't like, if I say to you, I don't like green beans, I don't like green beans. It's not because one molested me. It's not because I found one in my ass one day. I just don't like them. I don't need a big litany of facts and data to
But
support something. Everybody understands me not
not
liking
liking
green beans.
green beans and not liking a food product compared to engaging in homosexual activities
No,
is
it's not.
like
No,
talking
it's
about
in your brain.
it's talking about
It's in your brain.
it's different though. If you look at the if anybody's read the Bible, like anything else, there's things that
The
you
Bible
should
has got
follow
so many
for a better life
factual
for
errors.
yourself. If you want to be miserable, if you want to live in some sort of like,
It's
then
not
just
miserable.
whatever you want to do it. Like if you
Why
want
do you
to,
think? Why? How about that? Why do you think porn's so popular?
and is it healthy?
I didn't ask you that.
Right. Well,
Because it's
this is the
online
point.
now, Tom.
This is the point. This is the point. Like there's temptations all over,
Yeah, but they're
and
normal.
right, they're normal. It's how you act on what you do with it is
Yeah, I
what's
want
going
to
to
watch
either
more of it.
lead to it's either going to lead to your
See,
to
that's
a
that.
good
That's
life or
that
lead to like a
Christian guilt bullshit
no,
you
it's
bought into.
true. It's true.
No, you
It's
think if
true.
you see goddamn Chippendale and you rub one off thinking about him in bed, you think that there's got to be some negative consequence that this is bad and wrong. That's that brainwashing you got as a young child that's stuck. Still
Right,
paying
it's how
dividends.
you're brought up. That makes a big difference too, Tom.
Yeah,
Your
brainwash.
kid's
You take
environment.
you take a young developing brain and they're still going to communion after they got out of the strip club. It's
Well, think
that
about it like
ingrained
this.
in their psyche.
Think about it like this, Tom. Would you give a kid drugs? Like being a parent, would you give your child drugs and be like, "Oh, here, take this, and it'll make you
No,
feel good"? What's the reason?
I don't want to be a drug addict. And it's developing mind. I wouldn't give them, you know, beer,
Or
alcohol, none of that.
porn or
Or
anything
no, I
like?
would not. As a kid, I would not.
What about a teenager
No. I
or
don't think
young?
a role as a parent is to introduce your offspring to porn.
But you don't. So then you mean that porn might not be a good thing for people?
Coming from a parent, no.
Well, I mean, that just goes to show
My
you
parents
that
didn't
you know
introduce
that
me to
there's something
porn.
wrong with
My
porn.
parents didn't introduce me to porn.
Right. And because they loved you. And the thing is now you're saying it's okay when you're an adult, which is so you're kind of contradicting yourself there
No, I'm
about
not.
porn and everything else.
No, porn is great as an adult, not learn from your parents.
Okay.
Stephanie, you don't have a problem with porn, do you?
No, I don't care for it personally myself. Um, doesn't do anything for me to watch it, but I did watch it with my husband. But I don't. Yeah, it doesn't. It wouldn't bother me if I had a boyfriend and he watched porn. I don't think that would bother me. Well, not now. Maybe when I was younger, it might. I don't know.
It would have bothered you if your sex life would have dropped off because of it.
Oh yeah. Then it would have bothered me, of course. Sure.
I mean, I don't think if you're in a heterosexual relationship with a woman and you're watching too much porn, it does anybody any good.
No, I don't think so because, of course, a woman would feel, what, you want to watch porn instead of having sex with me? No, I don't think any woman would put up with that,
No,
Tom.
well, no, my wife said it's me or porn, and I said I'm going with porn.
Yeah. See, so no.
It's
But, people watching it doesn't
Hey,
affect me. I don't care.
and I don't regret it.
it's about loving and caring about
No,
somebody. Like if you think something's not, like it's about
I love porn.
Well, and that's you.
No, you
I mean,
don't. You
Thank
don't
you.
we're
love
all
porn. You
different.
give porn to
See?
your kids. You
When you
don't love
visit, we
it.
can watch some.
You know that there's something wrong with it if you wouldn't give it to your kids. You know that there's something not quite right about the whole
No, I
thing.
don't think because I don't want to give porn to a kid is the same as watching porn as an adult.
So what's the reason? What's the reason for that?
It's the reason for, why do you want your kids to teach don't steal? I mean, if you
Because
look
it's
at
bad.
stealing
Because
from
it's
a
bad. Yeah, okay.
theoretical,
Because
because
it's
you can get in
bad
trouble, you can go
and
to
you
jail,
want
it'll
them to
keep
have a
you from
good
getting a
life.
job.
Okay, right. Hmm.
Yeah, your
I
job is
think
that
we're
you're
getting somewhere
confusing
here.
parental behavior with
Oh,
consenting adults.
okay.
It's like premarital sex. Do you think that's wrong? I got you on this one, don't I?
I don't think it's good, but I don't think it,
I didn't ask. Will you just answer the fucking question for a change?
no, I got my answer.
You think it's wrong?
I think that
Just yes or no?
when you live
You
a
gotta get a
certain
Jew lawyer to question you.
when you have a I think sex is a very intimate thing,
I
and
didn't
I think
ask you
it
that.
should be shared by people who care about each other for the best outcome.
Premarital sex, I'm talking about.
Right. Like you should definitely like be in like a good solid
I
relationship
didn't ask you
before.
that either. You must be a fucking nightmare to get pulled over by a cop. He
They
makes the
love
mistake of
me.
asking you, do you know why I pulled you over? And 3 days later, you're still talking about it.
Oh, God.
So you don't think it's wrong or you do? Fuck the feelings.
I think it's wrong.
Okay. Did you ever do it?
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll be forgiven for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suffered consequences from
Yeah.
it. I
Well,
suffered
so
poor
then why'd you say you're
relationships.
not going to purgatory?
I've because I've done all my suffering on earth and I know that and I try to change every day. You just got to try. If you can try, that's all you got to do. It
No,
like they don't he
wrong.
doesn't Jesus just wants you to try.
What about the Jew that doesn't believe in Jesus as the Son of God?
Mm. Don't bring a Jewish person's going to be a little because God and I mean, it's not a good idea to go around and just have sex with people. It complicates your
How
life.
about this one? Do you think you're treating the body as God's temple?
There's a lot of things that I should be,
No, but do you think you are?
Oh, I try.
No, you don't.
Yep.
No, you don't.
I try to get good sleep. I try
No. How
to
about the smoking part?
get exercise. I'm not perfect. Jesus.
But on a daily basis, you're not treating the body as God's temple.
You're right. I'm a sinner.
Okay. We're getting somewhere.
Well, what are we getting to?
Well, because you are going to purgatory for a while.
Oh, you think so? Are you a
Yeah.
priest?
It's a different thing. Like the Holy Spirit, like say I'm walking down the street and I'm a kid and I look down and I see Linda Lovelace, a picture her deep throating somebody.
The thing is,
That's
I think
accidental sin. The Holy Spirit
people that go to
realizes this. But if
purgatory
you
are
intentionally, knowingly do something in advance, day by day, forever, that's much different than something the Holy Spirit will cover you.
The purgatory thing is if you go about life and you
No, it's
don't
getting cleaned
repent,
up before you go to
you
heaven.
don't repent beforehand. Whether it's you got in a car accident and you didn't have a chance to, and like
Well, that's a good
just it.
question, really.
But the thing is everybody every day has a chance to make the right or wrong decision,
And
right?
every day you make the wrong one when you light up.
Now, doing
Yes.
anything,
No.
like
I'm talking about that.
I don't feel bad, Tom. If you're trying to make me feel bad, I don't.
No, but you would agree that it's not treating the body as God's
But it's
temple.
not a major sin. It's not one of the major sins that
Yeah,
I'm
but
going to
that's
feel this
Catholic
shame
talk again.
about.
Jesus said all sin was equal. The Catholic's the one that diluted.
No, there's other verses too. I'm not
No,
getting
you're
into that
talking
right
about
now.
venial and mortal and all that bullshit. That's Catholic.
There's
Here's another thing
differences.
too.
Like
You know that any other Bible other than the ones the Catholic uses,
when
purgatory's not in there.
somebody
They
gets
added it.
convicted,
They added it.
let's put it to you like this. When someone gets convicted of a crime, should all their sentences be the same? How come
Yeah.
you think somebody who commits murder should get the same sentence as somebody who stole a piece of candy out of the store?
I
You
think
think
all
that they
murderers should
both
get the same
deserve
sentence.
24? And so what would be the reason behind that? Because all sin's equal, right, Tom?
Well, that's from a religious. We're talking about crime and penalties in society compared to religious doctrine. Yeah, Jesus hung around with whores and prostitutes, gamblers and thieves.
Yeah,
It was a parable. It wasn't literal.
The thing is,
I mean, when you're buying into virgin births and walking on water, you're game for anything. Speaking tongues just goes on and on. Virgin births, come on. Burning fucking bushes?
I mean, maybe you can change other people's mind, but you're not going to change mine.
I don't need to. You're already corrupted.
I'm corrupted, right?
No, but things you don't do consistent with what you claim to believe in.
You can't. Nobody's perfect. No human being. God made humans. They fucked up right away. Right away.
Yeah,
Adam
so
and
you believe the Adam and Eve story.
They screwed up. I believe in it all. I believe.
And guess
I'm
who fucked up? A woman.
I'm a believer. I believe that if you try to follow the standards, and if you really do try, and if you feel bad when you do make mistakes, and it'll be easier for you to get over them in life. I think your life will be better for it, and it'll just be easier.
Yeah, it's conjecture.
But if you're out there, if you're murdering somebody or doing some things and you have you feel like it's validated, then you're going to you're going to have a lot of mental scarring. Not only like it's not going to be good for you. Your life isn't going to be good.
Yeah, but here's my example. A week from now, you're going to be smoking.
Right.
That's the difference.
Okay. So I'm going to hell?
No, I'm not sure of that. I mean, but
am I?
I'll tell you where you are going. You're going to purgatory, and you said you're not.
I'm not.
Steph?
Yeah. I'm just
in heaven. You do or you don't believe in heaven, hell? Do you just think it's tits up?
I'm still on the fence on that because I wasn't brought up in a religious family.
What got you on the fence? Because if you were brought up in a non-religious family, this should be a no-brainer. It's just tits up.
Well, see, I believe personally. I believe if you're a good person, when after you die, something good will happen. Now, I don't know if it's going to heaven or hell or where we're going to go, but I believe that bad people something will happen to them. Good people, something will happen to them, Tom. That's what I believe. So,
Like karma.
yeah, that's what I believe. And
But even in let's bring the Bible into this because this
Yeah,
is a
do it.
good point. You just mentioned karma, right?
Yeah, but that's Buddhism.
But the thing is in the Bible, it talks about your actions and your good actions in life will lead to a better life.
Yeah, I'll tell you what else
Same
it talks
thing.
about. It talks about witnessing to
Same
sinners, to
thing.
Sodom and Gomorrah, and the acts about hanging around with known homosexuals. You went to a lesbian wedding,
Yes, I did.
and you're supposed to witness to them and tap them both on the shoulder as a good Catholic and say, hey, this is wrong. And you didn't do it.
No,
You're supposed to witness to fellow Christians
no.
about the Bible, the Old and New Testament. It references homosexuality as being really bad.
But fellow Christians was not the case. Like, I can't sit here and try to, if you don't believe, you don't believe. I'm not going to waste my time
No, it's true.
trying to
Because a
change
believer doesn't
somebody
need
who's
proof.
going to
A
just,
non-believer, you could introduce him to Jesus and he still wouldn't believe it.
right. You got to let, God gave you freedom, right? The freedom of life. Do whatever you want to do. But he put out warnings. It was like, I'm going to give you your liberty to do whatever you want to do. And here's the book on what happens and what does, and that's the thing. You got to let people live their lives.
You hear that, Stephanie?
yeah, but I mean, I don't think you need God to be a good
No,
person.
you don't.
Um,
It's a good,
we
it's a good guideline because if people are confused, I'm like, it seems like sometimes you don't need, right? Like, it's good to believe because it's real, but like, even if you don't, like, no one's saying that you're good and bad. It's your intention in life. If your intentions are is for good, then that's for good. You
Yeah, but
know
you
what I
don't. But
mean? But there's certain things like when you fall into lust, right? And you read about that in the Bible, what that can do to a person. When you read about these sins, and what can happen if you continuously live a certain lifestyle,
like
it's not
fucking
it
bullshit.
it's doesn't sound like it's
You
good.
fucking clowns excommunicated Galileo for believing the earth was round.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
not a sin though.
when you get into religion, it's, because I know a lot of Christians that are freaking hypocrites, they're standing on the soapbox, preaching their stuff, and then they're, out drinking and picking up people. So, um, I don't know. I just believe there's good people and there's bad people. And, in the end, yeah, something will happen to those bad people. We've all done shit in our lives, but deep
Right.
down, you know if you're a good person or not.
Right.
And
Yeah, but
if
I'll tell you
there is
this.
a God and he wants to judge me after I'm dead, well, go
Right.
ahead. I know
Right.
I'm a good person. So,
Yeah, but Michelle, don't quit saying right like you agree with it.
I do agree
If
with her.
Stephanie keeps that attitude up, she is not going to heaven.
Keep what it that she's trying to be a good person,
Right.
Tom?
She's Stephanie, you do or do
Uh,
not believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God.
hmm,
Yeah, like I said, you're not going.
I don't,
Despite
I've
despite
watched.
being a good person.
I think also that, God is created because people are afraid to die. So if people think that, something is gonna be good that happens to them after they die, they're not afraid to die. Um, I
well,
believe that
well,
too. I
dying well,
believe,
dying was actually one of the first sins, of being afraid to die. That was one of that was on there too in the Bible. That's one of
yeah,
and
I think
everybody
people
has
are
that.
afraid.
Yeah,
People are afraid
That's
to
a
die.
That's
So
a
they have
very
to believe that they're going somewhere else after they die. So, that'll take away the stress of being afraid to die.
If all you say is true, why are there less people going to church now than ever?
I can tell you that my parents did not bring me to church because their belief system was they felt that it was too abusive.
Oh, yeah, right.
And
Two
back
people that
back
have
in
been
the
married 3 and 4 times each.
well, this is what I'm saying, that they felt that it was too, like, they didn't want to see their kids um getting abused because I've been in
What?
I've been in some churches. This is what happened, Tom, this is what happens. Okay, I go to church, I've been to churches, I've been to different churches, and sometimes when priests they preach, that's their job. Their job is to talk about, the good word and everything else. And um, it almost, sometimes a lot of people don't want to feel double shamed for what they did because they believe in Jesus Christ. But when you go to a church and they're talking about the word of God and this and that, like, a lot of people are already like, well, I already feel guilty about, shit I did in my life. And Jesus, a lot of people who believe in Jesus are like what you just said. Jesus died for me, so I don't need your judgment, on my life as it is, or putting bad thoughts in my head. Because there is a lot of doom and gloom in the Bible. There's a lot of it. When you're talking about the stories that they had and everything
I mean,
else.
you believe the Adam and Eve story.
I believe God created people, yeah.
Adam and Eve
Sure.
and the rib and biting the apple and all that.
I believe in it.
What if God told you to start quacking like a duck tomorrow?
Because I see it every day. I see, like, you could tell somebody not to do something because you care about them, and they're gonna do it
Yeah, but
it's
that's
just
got
like,
nothing to do with it. Whether you
sure.
care about them or not has nothing to do with what they're going to do.
Okay. Because they have the free will to do whatever they want to do,
Yeah, free
but
will is human behavior. It's
hmm
hedonistic. You seek pleasure as a human. I mean, do you think squirrels go out and look for nuts or try and catch their paw in a
well, I
fucking
think the
trap?
difference is people who do not act on every single urge
Well, I do.
have more of a fulfilling life.
No, I act on every single urge.
Well, you have that right to do that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy.
Okay.
Do it. You guys want to assign guilt to everything. Your parents, man, that's fucking like a goddamn David Koresh answer to why you don't want people to go to church. Abuse. What?
They used to hit people with rulers and everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, like, it was also effective. There was some discipline in schools. They
so
produced good
you would
students.
say discipline's good.
Yeah.
Discipline's good, but you don't use discipline.
No, because
Okay.
I'm an adult.
Okay.
But I think it's good for kids. You just can't just turn kids loose. It's
Well,
developing minds.
the thing is I think what you get construed on
Parenting is
sometimes
different from any other relationship if you do it
is
right.
is if you wouldn't tell a child to do that, but an adult's okay because it's better for the adult but not the child, right?
Right. Which is why adults can drink and children shouldn't.
Well, they tell you to drink responsibly, but it's your choice to
Right.
drink
But I mean,
responsibly
drinking
or
as a consenting adult is much different than giving a 6-year-old a bottle of beer. It's like apples and oranges, not even in the same conversation.
but it's
Bringing
not
young
good. It's not a
anything into
good
the
thing.
world is parenting. It's not a friendship. Big
Well,
difference.
yeah.
There's
But
a
I
big
mean,
difference between parenting and trying to be good friends with your children like my sister did. Being good
well,
buddies, hanging out with them and stuff.
well,
Parenting is much different.
the thing is you can I've been in therapy for a long time, and I've met people from all sorts of backgrounds, people who had quote unquote what you call good parents. I've had people quote unquote that people would view as horrible parents, and a lot of the people that I've came across, it was like sometimes that doesn't even
No, it's not a
that doesn't even
guarantee.
come into
Not a guarantee.
yeah.
Jim Morrison and Jeffrey Dahmer had good parents.
Yeah. No, I mean, I met people and I'm like, I'm kind of scratching my head at some of their circumstances in life, but I try to view it like this is what I try to view it. I try to be understanding of other people's struggles that aren't my own because everybody has struggles in life. And I just try to not be so judgmental
Yeah, but you
on
don't really have
things.
the capacity to truly judge. Yours is an opinion. You're not judging anybody.
Well, opinions judging. Like
No, it's
if you
not.
have an
No,
opinion
it isn't.
about somebody, you're judging
Stephanie,
them.
you don't think you judge people when you have an opinion, do you?
Um, no,
If it's
I
a
think there's judging and opinion are two different
Yeah.
things.
Yep. That's what I think. I don't think one person has the ability to judge another.
No.
You're equal.
well, do you like you said like w- when it comes to like other people and like you might view their actions and you might look at them a certain way or
Yeah, I
make
have
an
an opinion that
opinion,
they're fucked up.
that's judging somebody.
No, it's
Like you're
not.
like,
It's an opinion that they're fucked up because they've done this. They've demonstrated a life of bad decisions. And in my opinion, they're a loser.
and
But
what
if I
would
say they're a loser, how is that judging? That's my opinion.
it's a judgment
It's an opinion.
that you're making on somebody.
No, it's an opinion.
Opinion, judgment.
I'm going to Google it.
No, judgment is a court proceeding. Opinion is how you feel towards someone. Whether I like them or whether I don't has no consequences. Judgments do.
Well, I stay away from just judging in general.
You're not capable of judging. You're capable, whether you like someone, whether you don't, doesn't have any consequence. Nothing. No, nothing. Whether you think
I
Stephanie's
like to
great,
keep an open heart and be flexible. That's what I like to do.
well, then you're not going to make a very good Catholic.
Well,
You're
in
not
your
going to have
opinion,
any
in your
trans
opinion,
friends.
in your
You're not going to have any
opinion,
trans friends. You're not going to be able to go to any more lesbian weddings.
in your
You're not going to be able
opinion.
to smoke. Be careful what you wish for.
Okay, Tom, I'm very scared.
Well, hey, it's your book, not mine. And you Christians think that the Earth's 7,000 years old. Will you wake up? How about the dinosaurs? Hello? The Great Flood, Noah's Ark, two of every animal. I mean, come on, where does it? Is this a comedy show?
So you don't believe heaven, hell, you don't believe
No,
in sinning,
absolutely not.
non-sinning. You don't
No.
believe that living a certain life will lead to a better life.
Yeah, I do believe that. But it doesn't have
Yeah,
anything to do with heaven or
yeah,
hell.
that, of course, everyone, yeah, good people believe that. You don't need God to tell you that, a
Right.
God to tell you.
But what I'm saying is when we're talking about lust and just going after
Wait,
people,
lust
and
is a
like that might
hedonistic,
not be a
it's
good thing
pleasure
to
seeking.
do,
Would you
you
rather have
know?
an orgasm or your fucking finger slammed in a door?
It's just not it's not a good thing.
What? An orgasm?
Just going after people for lust,
Fuck,
pleasure,
there's nothing
you
wrong
know.
with it.
Yeah, Michelle, that's silly to, no, what,
Uh,
I don't understand that at all.
So
I mean,
having sex with a bunch of people and just like if I feel like
yeah, but
I gotta
you're
my
twisting
urges,
it.
like
A bunch
that's what
of
I'm here
people.
for.
Now, see, that's why it's hard. Yeah, that's why I don't like to get involved because it's, you can't talk to somebody about, religion or anything. It's like politics. You believe what you believe and that's it. But I mean, like my opinion is I don't have to agree with you, Michelle.
Oh, you
Um,
don't. I don't think
yeah,
you do either.
No, but just because you lust after someone doesn't mean that you're gonna go to hell. I mean, come
I didn't
on.
say that.
What you said
But
that
it didn't come out of my mouth, Stephanie. This is what I'm trying to iterate. You
No,
guys are
say it
putting
again then.
stuff
Say
in
it
my
again.
mouth that I never said.
You said lusting is having sex
Lusting
with a
is
bunch of people is bad.
it's not good to act on your urges. That's what
Oh,
I said. It's not a good idea.
yeah, but that's a normal human reaction.
Exactly,
Every
it is, but
yeah,
it's how you
and
act
that's how you
towards
have to
it.
control it. It's like I have
Right,
to
like
stop
discipline. Right.
smoking,
It's like
and that's my
discipline.
urge. So I have to just yeah, not do it.
maybe
Right.
that's what she's talking about, Stephanie.
It is what
She
I'm
has an
talking
urge
about.
to smoke and she can't quit it, so that's why it's bad. In her mind, it makes sense.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't know.
I'm not on here saying that smoking cigarettes is good. I never said that. I never said, "Hey,
No,
you
but
guys all need
smoking
to pick up
cigarettes is
smoking
bad. There's no
cigarettes
doubt
because
about
I
it.
have an urge and
No,
it
but
helps me and it's awesome." I want everybody on this channel to start picking up smoking because you're going to live a
Oh,
better
now
life for
Michelle,
it.
you're
I
being
wouldn't say that.
so now
condescending
you're
now.
sounding crazy. You're talking crazy
And I
now.
wouldn't and I wouldn't tell people
I
to
mean,
just
I've
go out
smoked
and
for
have
over
sex with a
40
bunch of people
years.
either.
No,
I'm
yeah,
not going to sit here and say, yeah, go out and have sex with a whole bunch of people. If you feel the urge strikes you, freaking try to go out and just, because that doesn't sound logical either. Do
yeah,
people
but
do
you,
it?
that's
People do
not
it.
good for
It
you, but
happens.
it might be good for someone else. So, everyone is different. And I don't believe that you make some mistakes in your life and that you're not gonna, when you
I
die,
don't
you're gonna go to some horrible place. That's ridiculous to think that.
Yeah, you don't need to
Everybody,
be. If you have a one night stand, nothing. It's not bad.
I'm sorry, Tom. I'm going to tell you, try not to do it. People do it. You're going to want to do it just like smoking. Just like smoking, but I'm not going to tell people that that it's a great thing to do. I have an
well, I don't tell
addiction.
people that. I've smoked my whole life. Yeah, no,
You
it's a,
do it, but like you're not going to tell people, "Oh, you should really pick up, smoking because you have an addiction. It's a problem." And like I wouldn't tell people that it's a good idea to go out and just have random sex. Like, do people do it? Sure do, but I'm not going to sit there and like tell people to like that it'll be better for you to do it like this.
well, that's your opinion.
Your opinion, yeah. It's not judging. Why did you quit when you quit, Michelle?
Um, when I quit last time, it was mostly because of um
Health.
I just
Why else would a person quit? It's for your health.
well, it wasn't even just for my health, it was for money. It was a lot of money that I would spend on them and um I would always smoke away from my child and it was like because I didn't smoke in the house, I wasn't like right there with him all the time, and everything else. And it was just like, he came to me when he was a teenager and he asked me for a cigarette. And I said, I don't even care what you think of me. You can call me the biggest hypocrite you ever want. God
Well,
is
I
my
will.
witness.
You're the biggest
God is my
hypocrite.
witness. I'm like, I am never going to give you a cigarette because how I grew up and how I wanted him to be was better than me. And he did. And like he doesn't smoke cigarettes and I'm I'm glad about that, and it's like you can have understanding on people's struggles and
All right,
but
so
like
that's why you quit. Why did you go back to it?
because I thought I could just have one. Like I thought it was like, oh, and then one led to another one. It was kind of like
How do you
I
differ from addiction and Maddie?
Because uh, cigarettes doesn't affect your how you think. It doesn't affect you're not totally wasted when when you have a cigarette. It's not like I can go back and have a conversation with somebody. I'm not like completely out there. I can still make a good judgment. Now when you're doing other kinds of drugs, your judgment's fogged, cloud, even with alcohol, that's
Well, it's
really
not
legal.
mind altering, is what you're trying to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If it
it's
wasn't
not
mind
like
altering, you wouldn't be addicted to it.
it's not like um with the mind altering, it's more or less I'm better after I have a cigarette because I'm more calm. Like I'm not like
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
out there though, but like there's a difference, Tom. Like, and you can't sit here, we can go about this all day and you're not stupid. There's a big difference between someone who had a cigarette and somebody who shot up heroin and
Right.
what they
But
are
I
after.
was just bringing it up from the addiction standpoint. You're
Right.
addicted to the nicotine.
Right.
Oh, of course.
Well, just
It's the
like
worst
coffee,
addiction ever.
just like coffee. I mean,
It's not
I
just
was,
like coffee.
yes, it is.
No,
I
it
was
isn't.
addicted to coffee
No, it isn't.
when I
It's
quit
worse than
coffee, Tom.
coffee.
Way worse than
When
coffee.
Oh, yeah.
when I quit coffee, let me tell you,
That's a bullshit
the side
example.
effects that I got because I used to drink coffee every day, all day, throughout the whole day.
Yeah, well, you're drinking
Yeah,
too much. But don't
I do
put
that.
coffee in
Yeah.
the same
Right.
addiction level as
And
fucking smoking.
when I stopped drinking coffee compared to when I stopped smoking cigarettes, I was getting headaches. I couldn't
Yeah, all
stay
right.
awake. I it went on for about
Are
at
you still
least
drinking coffee?
no.
All right, then. It's not the same because you were able to quit that because it's easier. It's the whole fucking point.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
You quit coffee, but you didn't quit cigarettes.
Don't it was just as hard. I
It's not
loved
just as
drinking
hard.
coffee.
Nobody goes to rehab for fucking drinking coffee.
Nobody goes to rehab for cigarettes.
Nobody puts
They go
patches
They
on to
should
rehab.
quit
They
have
go
coffee.
rehab for
rehab.
cigarettes.
They
Nobody
should
goes to
have
rehab for
rehab for
cigarettes.
They
cigarettes.
should. They kind
They
of do.
really should.
No, you can go to
You-
your general practitioner and get a patch and a lozenge. What's
They
he give
don't
you
Yep.
for
have
coffee?
rehab
Nothing.
though.
Tells you to quit drinking it.
They don't have rehab for smoking cigarettes. They don't.
They
Well,
kind of
they
do.
should.
They
It's
kind
the
of do.
worst thing ever.
Patches and lozenges.
No one can tell me. I've smoked many, many years, and it's the worst thing trying to quit smoking than anything. I was on pills, I was on Xanax. No, cigarettes is the worst addiction. No one can tell me. Mm-mm.
It's
Michelle
bad.
says it's the same as coffee.
It was
No.
my coffee addiction was freaking, let me
No,
tell
but
you.
yeah,
I
but
went through
why didn't you just have a fucking cup and quit drinking it?
because I like the taste of coffee. I It made me feel like I got energy from it because it does. And then it got just to the point where, because like I was working overnights for a long time and it was hard for me to stay awake. So I'd get a coffee when I'd wake up in the morning
Why
and
would
it
you
would give
deprive
me,
yourself of feeling energetic and staying awake? I mean, I'm trying to find the fucking consequence to drinking too much fucking coffee, other than you can't fall
Yeah,
asleep.
I drink coffee all day, every day. After a while, no, it doesn't affect you like that anymore.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
stops affect. No, you're
if
right,
I had a
Steffi.
choice between coffee and
Because your body
cigarettes,
got used to it. Like, right. Like when I first started coffee compared to when before I quit coffee, like I was literally drinking coffee at night and like I
yeah, but
wasn't awake.
the coffee is not going to affect your body like the cigarettes do.
Hmm.
I'm going through it right now. The tobacco has made me what I have. That's why I have to stop. Coffee, no, coffee does not affect your body like cigarettes.
I think people judge too a lot
Put
on
this fucking
cigarettes.
judging. They got an opinion.
They got their opinion, whatever judge, and because smoking smells, right? And if something smells, it's more offensive to other people.
Nah, that's fucking nothing
Oh,
in the
it's
whole
not a
scheme of
lie.
things.
It's not a lie.
No, but in the whole
People
scheme of
have
things, that's
been
fucking
very,
nothing.
very quite honest with me with their opinions about, how it smells.
No, but you
And
can
a lot of
chew
people
a
do.
Nicorette or a fucking breath mint.
Well, no, but I mean, like, you can
Michelle,
smell
the
it on
whole
you.
point is, honey, if you want to smoke, you go ahead and smoke. But, it's like you don't have to try and justify it to us. The nicotine, the tobacco in your body, uh, you have no idea what it can do to your body. Tom knows. I'm not going to go through what I'm going through, but tobacco is the worst on
Well,
your
so
body.
is
Hey,
not
Michelle,
being,
pray. Why don't
well,
you
I mean,
pray?
so is not,
Pray to quit.
so is not being physically active,
How
so
about
is not
praying to
eating
quit?
healthy. There's a lot of variables to
How
this.
about the
Yes,
variable being
yes,
praying
smoking
more?
is not good for you.
How about
I said
praying?
this.
How
Here,
about praying?
I said
You know what,
smoking.
Michelle? You do not lose your feet from not having enough fucking exercise, okay? That's the whole point. And, I'm only getting angry because you want to smoke, you smoke. I love smoking. You know how hard it is not. I
It's
mean, that's
very
probably
hard.
why
I
I'm
know. I don't
just
know
so
why you're
on edge
coming at me with
today.
anger.
But you know what? The point is, you want your freaking life. You want to lose a limb. I mean, no, exercise, coffee, none of that shit does that to your body. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous.
So not working out and everything else. I mean, I understand, and
Why
I'm
don't you pray to quit? Have you tried that?
sure. You want to do a prayer?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, you have pointed out an emphasis on prayers and getting them answered and how effective they are. Why don't you just pray to quit smoking?
I'll do it. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for the
Yeah,
advice.
yeah, but you knew this ahead of time. Have you tried it?
Yeah. Oh,
You,
yeah.
so it can or it cannot help.
A prayer can always help. Not for everybody, though. If you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. And that's just how it's
Exactly.
gonna,
But do you believe in it?
I believe in it. Oh,
Have
yeah.
you prayed to quit smoking?
Yes,
Why are you still smoking?
because I'm still smoking.
I know, but why?
Not everything that I pray for comes true.
No, but it seemed like if it was, that would be one that would come true
Tom,
early
don't
on.
argue with me on what makes me feel better, especially if it's praying, that that's a bad thing.
But you don't think, would you agree that addiction trumps prayer?
I believe that through faith and um everybody, I believe that God puts stumbling blocks in front of people, and we all fall to that.
Where's
It
smoking
just
fit compared to lust?
I'm never gonna tell people that you should just go and act on your lust
How do you
urges.
compare smoking to lust?
I think lust is worse.
It's not, is it, Stephanie?
Lust doesn't make you die.
Well, you could get diseases, if you have sex with people, tons of people.
Oh God, I'm glad it's been so fun, Tom, but I got to get ready and go to my doctor's appointment.
Don't shoot
Well,
yourself because
good
of what
luck,
you heard on
Stephanie.
here, please.
No, oh God, no, I would never do that. No, I got to go find out how much more damage the tobacco has done to my body.
No,
I'll,
Well,
just
Stephanie, good
exercise.
luck. I hope the best for you, okay?
Yeah, let
okay.
me know what he said. Hey, ask him for some fucking Prozac while you're there.
No, I'm going to ask him for Xanax and pain pills. How's that?
Hey, pain clinic.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, Tom, I'm going to.
All right, good
I
luck.
am definitely going to. So I will talk to you all later. I'll talk. I can't wait for your next live, Tom.
All right, good
Good
luck.
luck,
Okay,
Stephanie.
thanks. I'll see you guys later. Bye
Yep.
bye. Ta
Alrighty.
ta.
Bye.
No, Stephanie, Stephanie spells it out. That's what I love about her.
I feel for Stephanie. I
You
hope
what?
everything works out good for
I do too.
her, you know?
But Stephanie calls a spade a spade.
What's that?
She just tells it like it is, regardless of the consequences.
Oh, okay.
She's got balls. That's what I like about her. She's good to have on. Great sense of humor. Yeah, I mean, she's got a real problem lately. I mean, I feel bad for her.
Oh, I do.
Hey, Lucid, how you doing?
She does have a problem.
Yeah, her circulation problem. She's afraid she's going to lose limbs. She wasn't kidding. That's why she gets pissed, because she's.
I know. She's in pain. She's,
Yeah.
you know.
Lucid, are you on your lunch break? Lucid got a full-time job.
Oh, God.
Yep. She sucks. She wish she could come on these chats and just bullshit with us. Said she's going to work. She quit alcohol and had a huge problem.
Oh, yeah.
My
Alcohol's
parents
one
were
of the.
both alcoholics. I got lucky on that. I mean, I'd like to thank God, but I don't. I don't know why I'm not an alcoholic. My
Alcohol.
sister wasn't either, but I had two stillborns. I'll bet you between my sister and I'll bet you one of those two or both of them would have been drunks. I think I just got lucky on the genetic roulette wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of being an alcoholic, I got a big dick.
Oh, there you go.
I'd love to thank somebody for it. I was religious for a short time in my life. Threw away all my porn. God, what was I thinking? I really bought into that shit for about a year.
Ed, how did that work for you?
No, terrible. It was fucking miserable.
You were?
So pissed off. I tried gluing my fucking porn back together, the CDs, DVDs, and they skipped. Then I really was pissed. I don't think all that shit is, yeah, she's open-spirited. She sure is. I'm going to just go to my grave lusting all the time. I guess I learned no lessons. Only miserable time I had is when I quit doing it. Don't be judging me now. My ex-girlfriend said, "You were crazy, but goddamn, were those days fun." Yeah, I wish you were coming on more, Lucid. I've been doing that many lives. Oh, speaking of that, I'm not on YouTube. I gotta fucking do that. I gotta add Lucid to the fucking moderator list. But I can't do that when I'm on this fucking StreamYard. Try and get on when we're doing a live. Maybe I could do it through my thing. Do you think I could do that right? Yeah, let me try that right now. If I can, do you think I could add her? Is that now? I'll have to turn down the volume. I should be able to add her now, shouldn't I? On the YouTube thing?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Look at right here. I got this.
Yeah, but you said that you couldn't get me from a like I was a moderator for a while and then you didn't know what happened and
Oh, did I say that?
yeah.
See, no, I don't know if this is the see, it doesn't look like I'm getting the live oh yeah, here it is right here. Let me see if I can get it on here. See, Bill, how can I fucking here? I know what I'm gonna do. Just let me do this for a second. Probably feedback, but let me just check this out right here real quick. It won't hang up. Just hang on one sec. And I'll do this. And then I'll do on of it. Yeah, let's see, live right here. So don't let the feedback do it. Okay, let me do this quick. All right, right there. Let's see, I'll make your fucking managing. If I accidentally took you off, I'll put you back on. What the fuck is it? Say something.
Hello?
I think Carrie should be a moderator now. Make a comment. Type something.
I can't, not on my phone. I can't type anything.
Oh, you can't? Oh, well, next
No.
time I'm doing like a thing. Terry,
Oh,
say something. Lucid, say something. Will you? I want to make sure the wrench took. And Callie, I was doing her too. Yeah, we got fucking brains in here now.
well, I mean,
Callie, say something. Oh, good. Congratulations. Oh, good. Terry, say something, will you? You've hit rock bottom. Congratulations.
if you're here, right?
Frisky, why isn't Frisky's thing on here?
No, I don't know. I don't know how to, like, honestly, with
How did she get
YouTube.
taken off as a thing?
With YouTube, I really
Yeah,
don't.
bring this. Sometimes these just come off. I don't really know why. Not the other one. I don't see Terry's thing. You've hit rock bottom. Oh, Tim's good too. Today is Ed good moderator day. These people have proven over a long period of time they are not troublemakers. They can be trusted with the highest degree of. How come Frisky's fucking thing hasn't got the thing on it? Frisky, say something, will you? Type something. This thing seems a little delayed. I don't know how her thing got taken off. Now, if you don't want, if anybody doesn't want to be a moderator, that's too cool too. Oh yeah, no, I just put it back on. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know how that came off. I did have a cleansing not too long ago, but sometimes that happens. I did not take you off as a moderator, Frisky. I knew better. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, rock bottom. Congratulations. You've hit the
Yeah,
lowest level possible.
I hope Stephanie's, everything goes good for her. And
It's
I
not going
understand.
to go good. It's
And
kind of like the problem that what's his face got on.
well, I mean, it's how you look at it.
No, it isn't. If you get limbs cut off or feet, there's no silver lining there. It's hard to get around. You have to get prosthetics. It's a fucking nightmare. That's the same thing that happened to Frederick. Frederick called me right before it was tits up and just laid it out in the line. And he actually was painted into a corner where getting better wasn't going to be any different than dying. And he realized that, and that's when he called. I don't think Stephanie's there yet, but she's got a significant health issue that's, going to be tough to deal with.
Yeah, serious.
Yeah, and I wish her the best. It's
Oh yeah, I
crazy to
definitely.
me that over time, it's funny how it affects some people and not others. My dad ended up losing a leg for the same thing, but he was like 86 or something when he died, and it wasn't until like 80. Which is pretty good long lifespan.
Yeah,
But Stephanie's relatively young for these kind of complications as a result of smoking.
you're right. I mean, I don't know a lot of people that have
But
to.
it affects different people different ways.
Yeah.
But it's basically a lack of blood flow, which is what Frederick had. He was a 4 or 5 pack a day smoker for 50 years. If you're going to make that decision and it doesn't, I think Frederick was 78. So, but
I
his
think the
last
thing,
year was like terrible.
I think the thing is like with cigarettes, and because there's such a stigma with cigarettes, that they need to offer better help for cigarette smokers. I mean, you have it for other, the support really isn't there. It's kind of like, well, just go to the doctor, get a patch, and you know, d- or just go cold turkey, right?
Yeah.
Just go freaking.
People do it,
Oh, I'm not.
but
I
it's
am
hard.
people. people quit a lot of things,
Well, like Terry said, it's like he's talked to prostitutes, and of all the things they quit when they became sober, smoking was the toughest of them all.
Well, I think when I quit smoking before, it wasn't the physical addiction that was hard to break. It was the habit.
Well,
The
that's the physical addiction.
it was No, because the physical addiction I got over in like 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I wasn't like physically, I wasn't getting those those instant urges, like, oh, I need a cigarette right now. I need to, it was more or less, I would find myself like wanting like a cigarette. It was like psychological. Like I wanted a cigarette like after I eat because I always did that. And then I just had to find other things to do,
Yeah.
and it
Wish you
wasn't
lived
hard. It
closer.
wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm gonna, when the first couple weeks when you quit smoking, like it's like every couple hours, like for like about 5-10 minutes, you get this, like, you go crazy. Like, I really need a cigarette. I really need a cigarette to calm down. But after like 5-10 minutes, that
Yeah.
urge goes away and it comes back like every hour or so.
Yeah.
And once that goes away, then you just have to train your mind to do something else. Like, because you did that habit doing certain things. Like, you think, like, when I get in my car, I gotta have a cigarette. You're just used to it. It's
Yeah.
not that you're like actually like shaking and like having panic attack, anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you know.
No, I know it's difficult.
uh,
I tried quitting jacking off. I get you.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does stuff that's not good for them, you know?
Yeah. It's tough. Lucid, do you still smoke or did you quit that too? She said she'd drink so much sometimes she didn't know where she was.
I mean, um, like with drinking too, though, if you stop drinking, like,
Yeah,
and
no, it can kill you. That's why
yeah,
they
you could,
kept liquor stores open during COVID.
yeah, you could get a stroke from that, like
Yeah,
or like, you know, seizures.
yeah, it's crazy. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to go out and fuck with my cameras and gotta get something to eat. I've been getting lazy on getting something to eat. That's the only downside. I realize though, I'd rather drive to eat rather than live in a busy place and have peace and quiet like
No,
I have here. You can't have it both
no,
ways.
like, no, Tom, for instance, like, you seem like you try to eat pretty healthy,
I do, yeah, I do.
you know? You
Only
try,
because I've realized over the years that this stuff catches up to you. I mean, I'm
yeah.
not afraid of dying, but I'm afraid of suffering. I mean, if I had something that required like care, I'd be fucked because I wouldn't want to burden non-family members or family members. I don't have any left really to
To
like
take
be
care
like
of you.
babysitting my ass. Yeah.
Did now with like here in New York, we have like insurance policies where they actually pay people to like take care of you, like registered
Yeah,
nurses
nah,
and stuff.
I wouldn't want that. I would just, I think I'd have enough balls to off myself at that point. I'd
Mm,
like to think I do.
But
Yeah,
that's
I wouldn't want to, that living like that sucks, you know?
but it's good that, you're trying to, eat healthy and I mean,
Yeah, I do, but I mean, it's only because I know better.
you
I've
said
seen
that
too many examples of like bad habits.
you've seen well like you've
Thanks,
seen
Kelly.
like even with the alcohol, you said you don't drink that. But I mean, you didn't drink a
No, I
lot.
haven't had a drink in since May. I didn't have a problem with it, but I
No, you
always
didn't.
thought, even when I drank, that if I ever something comes up where this is going to be no problem to quit, and it wasn't. And like, I don't, as it turns out, it was
Do
this
you
blood
feel do
pressure
you feel
medication causing gastritis, not alcohol, but I'm still not going to go back to drinking.
do you feel better about not doing it now? Like, is there a sense of like,
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
feel
because it's like I'm telling you, if you once you get into the like working out, like I lost about 3 inches on my waist, about 30 pounds, working out again, lifting weights. Once you connect the dots on a daily basis with caloric intake, you realize how bad it is. Not from it's just sugar, it's empty calories. And if you look at when you're drinking like three fucking dragon's milks, you need to walk around the fucking world. You don't have enough time to exercise that off on
right?
top of your daily caloric intake from eating.
Right.
So there's just too many reasons against it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no real good. It's not worth just feeling a buzz for
No,
all the downside.
no, you said that like now that you're like working out and everything, do you feel like generally a little bit better, like
Yeah, a
health
lot better.
wise?
Yeah.
That's
You know, and
good
I'll tell you what that is too. I've read a lot about this. It's cortisol levels. You know, when you're young,
for
you can party all
inflammation and
night, go
stuff.
right to
Yeah.
work the next day, all that kind of shit. But as you
Hmm.
get older, like sleep too, that has a lot to do with the sleep schedule, cortisol levels, which there's
Right.
nothing you're going to take a prescription for. So unless you like get better sleep and get some exercise, you just feel like you're, at least I did, felt half fucking dead being this age. I mean, you get
Right.
fucking winded tying your goddamn shoes.
Now, have you done have you done research on berries? Do you like berries for
Yeah,
the
I mean,
like?
antioxidants. I think that stuff is good, better good
Do
than
you?
not. But I don't think I'm gonna like coffee's got great for your liver, by the way.
Oh yeah, coffee is good for like
But I don't
there's
think that
benefits.
eating berries and all this antioxidants gonna like, add 5 years on it. I don't. I think there's subtle differences. I think
Yeah.
I watched the red meat. I
Well,
hardly eat
you
any
said
of it at all.
well, you said you feel better after
Yeah, I
making
feel better,
some
but I think that's
changes.
cortisol levels and a better sleep schedule.
So like even like with like blueberries was always a top choice
Yeah, it's good.
for all
I mean,
that.
I
Like
eat them,
that's
but I mean, I don't. I think those are subtle differences. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, subtle differences add up, right?
Yeah,
You
they do.
said
When
you
you're
feel
older, they
better.
do. You don't
Yeah.
notice them that much when you're young. And this could be all total bullshit too. I don't know. Uh, but that's what I think. I think that the sleep schedule,
Yeah.
you're just drinking with alcohol. You're just drinking all this fucking sugar.
Oh, I know. To Tom, you don't have to go there with me. Like anytime, like even if I just have like two drinks,
Yeah,
like two beers, like
yeah.
I just don't feel right. Like the next day, when you're drinking, you're like, yeah, I feel great, but like
No,
it's
yeah.
just, it,
No,
yeah,
it's not worth it now.
no, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I would just feel like fucking shit.
no, I believe it. Yep, I
You're
was there
waking up,
too.
you're fucking
Yeah,
around, going to bed. We used to have those all night chats. Fucking sun would be coming up. You're drinking, you're having fun, you're talking. All of a sudden, you look out and it's getting light outside. It's fucking 5 a.m. And it's just you can do that shit when you're younger, but I found that just getting older, there's a lot of things like that. Like I'll give you an example. Like I got these fucking shoes. Marty's shoes are a size smaller than me. And he's always buying new shit. So he says, "You want this pair of shoes? Like it's 200-pound pair, $200 pair of shoes." Like, yeah, I'll take them. So I wear them because they're good shoes, but they're a size too small. And
hmm
like last night when I was fucking around doing that video of them dumping that corn off at that chicken mixing plant, I walked probably 6.5 miles. So
well,
in a shoes one size too small. Now when you're young, not that big a deal. When you get old, a big fucking deal. I knew halfway there where I had another 3 miles to walk home that I shouldn't have done this. So I've noticed that things that don't bother you when you're younger catch up with you when you're older. And that's an example. You're just like on the edge of like going to hell any day.
well, I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better and
Yeah, I'm
you
feeling better, but
for all
it's
the
a fucking
changes.
discipline, man. It's much more. It's 10 times easier to drink three Dragon's milks and stay up all night than it is to watch what you eat, work out, and get to bed at a time. I gotta believe me, they've isolated a gene for this. People pick careers based on their sleep habits. When I first went to college, I took all evening classes so I could sleep till noon every day. And I'm still kind of like that. I have to fight to go to bed by 12 or 1. I'm just like that. I get like excited as even if I'm tired, I get excited like 1 comes like, fuck yeah, it's quiet. Like I'm out there fucking around my GoPros, trying to get the stars and falling stars and all that shit. And then I go inside and I fuck around on the internet and a little more. And then I think, look at my watch. Oh, it's about 2 hours. It's cold out. These batteries ought to be dead. I go out, I switch the batteries again. Then I'm thinking, oh, wow, I'm getting all these stars and shit. I wonder if I can stay up. And I fuck around the internet and I buy books and I fuck around eBay and I look at YouTube videos. Before you know it, it's fucking 4:30 in the morning. And I need like 7 hours of sleep and I don't want to sleep till 11. So you're getting up at 9, you're awake and you're doing shit and you're going and eating and getting a coffee and stuff, but you're not getting anything done. Like a task of like something you don't really want to do. If you're tired, you can fucking forget it. You just put it off. So I've noticed with a better cortisol level that I get a hell of a lot more done. It's worth it. So I've had proof to myself that a better lifestyle has produced better feelings, and it's easy to keep doing it at this age. Where when you're fucking 30 or 40, it's like whether you're drinking and staying up all night or whether you're not isn't that much different. You'll do that same shit one night after another.
Well, it's the aging process.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
How much water would you say that you drink a day?
Nah, well, I get on kicks on that. I mean, I'm not drinking as much as I should. I did really well during the summer, but I just don't, man, the winter, I think I don't need it as much, but I do. You lose a lot of water just by like, if you're out, like we have warm days here, it's evaporating. You don't really realize, if your shirt's soaked and you need to take a shower and you think, God damn, I bet I lost you don't realize how much you lose through evaporation when it's cool, because it's just slowly evaporating. You're really not getting sweaty and you're thinking, well, it's like, fuck it. I don't really want to drink water. Where in the summertime, it's very clear. You better drink some fucking water. You just sweated your ass out doing this shit. Where in the winter, I should drink more, but I've been not doing too good for the last 2 weeks.
No,
I find that carbonated's better. Carbonated water.
Oh, I love carbonated water.
It's weird because if I'm in a restaurant and they fill the thing up with ice and the waitress keeps bringing it over, I'll drink a fucking ton of it. But when I'm home, even though I have all the same stuff, I don't do it. It's fucked up.
Well, it's good. It's a good way to try to flush out your body from for anybody. Like it's not like it's not going to cure diseases or anything, but like
no,
it
you're
helps.
supposed to drink. If you look at what they say you should drink a day, it's like fucking.
Oh, I
crazy.
don't even. Yeah, I don't.
Like you
drink.
need to quit your job.
Yeah,
it's a lot. And I drink 1 coffee. Sometimes I get 2. I was really good for 6 months. Now you like the buzz, man. You got a good night's sleep. You had 1. It's like noon. It's like fuck. I'll drink another one, and I'll really get a lot shit done.
Well, I mean, I just want to make a kind of like promotion, but like I was on a vitamin water kick, and I know there's a lot of sugars in those things. I know it's not the
Yeah.
best thing for you, but I think with all the vitamins and stuff that are in those drinks, like I felt better drinking. Like I would have like 1 or 2 a day, and like there was good electrolytes in there
Yeah,
too,
electrolytes. Yeah,
and flush
good.
everything.
I got a thing. I was Marty has a problem with drinking water.
Okay.
And when I was down fucking around Panama City Beach a couple months ago, I was talking to these guys at the hotel I stayed at, and they installed cell towers. It's a fucking broiler down there all year long, pretty much. It's just fucking hot. And I asked the guy, I said, how in the fuck do you guys keep from dehydrating? He said, it's easy. He said, we use this mix called Squeegee or something like that. And I found that on Amazon. I ordered 100 of them. In their packets, you got to mix up in water. And he said, if they come to our work site and we don't have a 5-gallon thing of this shit mixed up and some of it's gone by the time they show up, they send you home. And if you're caught drinking a coffee after 8 a.m, you're done, or a pop. They'll fire you right on the fucking spot.
Really?
The reason for that is that they've, over the years, had people pass out from dehydration in that crazy fucking heat down there in Florida and fall off those fucking scaffolding and towers working on constructing those cell phone towers. So I'm sure if they're self-insured, it was their money. If they had an insurance company, they found that premiums were too high. So they said, look, you have got to mandate some program for people to stay hydrated. And I looked it up and I found it on Amazon. So I ordered 100 of them. I tried one. I didn't like it. I gave them to Marty, and Marty's not that disciplined. That fucker loves them. He said he's never felt this good. He mixes 1 or 2 up a day every day and mixes it with water. And he wants me to order some more. I'll get you the name of it. It's called Squeegee or something like that. It's Squeamy or Squeegee. It's a little packet. They come in like different flavors, and it's got tons of electrolytes. It's better than Gatorade and a lot less expensive. But it's the electrolytes. It's, water's great, but it's not as good as Gatorade when you're dehydrated. And this is even better than Gatorade. So you got a big company. They mandate this, and that means something when an employee tells you. So I researched it, did it, and the proof's in the pudding. It works. I'll get you a name of it. I had a hard time finding it because the name is not that different from the brand. It's Squirmy and Squeamy or Squeamy and Squeegee. And, I'm not going to take the time to find it again by putting what I just told you. I'll go back and look on my Amazon order thing. And you know how there's a tab on there if you want to reorder things. And I will get the name out of what it is for sure, and I'll text it to you. No, it's a good product. Definitely is. Now I'd like to say I took it, but I didn't. Michelle just sent me a text. Her phone died. I tried it. I didn't like it. It's like Metamucil, all that fucking shit. I'm just not that motivated to wake up in the morning and mix a fucking 3 ounces of sawdust with tap water. And that's kind of how the squeegee was. It's fuck squeegees. I will. I'll put that on. I'll make a little video on it. I think there may be a couple left around here if they're not, but I'll make a little video on it. But yeah, now I looked for them. You can get them. I never saw them in a store. And only place I found them, although I could have looked harder, was Amazon. I will do that. Well, I think I'm going to sign off now, but I'll do that now. I'll look that stuff up on my Amazon account, and I'll make a little video of the name of it. I hope I can find one around. It comes in a little packet, like that powder you used to have as a kid, where you tear the end off and you eat it. Those powder. It looks like that. And there's grape, lime. This you can get all one flavor. Yeah, just give me 10 minutes, and I'll just make a little video up and give you the name of it. All right, well, you guys have a good day. You party on. You rock on. Yeah, pity sticks. Yeah, that's it. And I'll do this right now. So party on, you guys. Have a good day. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Lucid, congratulations on all your success with buckling down. It's hard to do. Penny, you party on. How's your son doing? Hey, Mixed Gas. Yeah, take care. Frisky, you party on too. I'm going to kill this fly flying around too. I don't even like killing flies. You can't help it. He brought into this world as a fly. They can transmit a virus, by the way. So can cockroaches. All right, you guys, take care. Give me 10 minutes and I'll put this up. Oh, popsicles too. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I'll look. All right. Thanks, Terry. See you, Penny. Mixed Gas. Callie. Have a great day.